Inning.
Hey, we're finally starting there. We're finally on roll. We're live. We're live. Let me kick us off. I'm kicking myself live on Instagram.
Sorry we're late, guys. I mean,
a little bit behind, probably about 34 minutes or so.
No kidding.
We're gonna get rocking and rolling right into it. Then we gotta. So I'm gonna let Tim lead the way. We got some fun stuff. We got planned for us today. So I'll let Tim lead it off.
Awesome. Yeah, no, this is going to be exciting. Welcome, everybody. It's December 9th, Lord's Year 2025. We're in week 19 on a Tuesday. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking of doing a little time traveling today. It's called Future Proofs Past. And I going through the deltas, there's 20 deltas, and we're going to cover them today. But there's something more important in here, and it's a message from 8 years ago. I'm wearing my number 8 shirt just so you guys can see. We're going back 8 years. So we're going to do a little time traveling, and we're going to bring you back to Pensacola, a Trump rally that was 8 years ago that basically talked about everything that we're seeing unfold today and then some, plus all kinds of comms, beautiful numbers. And we're not going to play the whole 1 hour and 17-minute rally, but we're going to break in at the 55 mark, and we're going to play it till the end. And we're going to see if you guys catch some of the message, some of the comms from the boss, DJT 41020 Q Plus, back 8 years ago in Pensacola, which was packed full of energy, packed full of patriots. And if you ever get a chance, go and watch the whole rally. We don't have time to play the whole hour and 7 because we're running 34 minutes late to begin with. So we're going to play the last probably third of it or the last quarter of it, but you're going to get the feeling and the oomph of it, and the deltas will explain to why we're playing or replaying a Trump rally from 8 years ago, and it's so relevant to what we're going through today and what we're seeing unfold today, and the message that he gave us 8 years ago. And again, if you think about the 8 years, the 8 is magical because right now I believe that was the beginning of our 16-year plan. Kyle and I and Melzie have talked about that before. So if we go back to the beginning in order to see where we're heading in the end for them and the new beginning for us, that's kind of that time travel stuff. That's the Future Proofs Past. News of all forms unlocks the map. And you're going to see that. But there was a bunch of juicy numbers that he spit out in the first part of that rally, and I'll just go over them quickly. And it's numbers 39, which is the shot across the bow against Cult 93, because there is a war of good versus evil going on, and the cult runs the world. It's in the Q drops. Cult 93 uses a lot of symbolism, a lot of cults, a lot of numbers through the mainstream media, the fake news, which Trump has been calling it since day one. Number 22, he used a lot. Think a Q drop 22. Can the Marines work with the National Guard in select cities and blah, blah, blah. That's in the Q drops. He dropped the 17 3 times. And I think we catch one of them in this clip we're going to show you, the end of the Trump rally. He uses the number 33, the number 88, and 59 in many different forms. So they all attach to Q drops. And what's really exciting and interesting about this particular time in history, going back 8 years ago, there was only 317 Q drops at that time, folks. It was
tiny little slice, a tiny slice with a massive amount of information in it.
Incredible. Yeah. So we've got all kinds of great decodes and messages to give you, but obviously listening to the boss 8 years ago, it'll blow your freaking minds, because I just finished watching it. That was part of my pre-Q school homework for today, and the Q drop said, rewatch the Pensacola rally, and I did, and I go, oh my God, no wonder these Q drops are so valuable and so important, and the message is so true today as it was 8 years ago. So we're now in the middle of our 16-year plan. The first 8 was a pretty tough 8 to get through, but the next 8 are going to be, well, according to Donald Trump's message 8 years ago, are going to be wonderful, and you're going to see why. And we did have the break. It's all about the break or the pause, the red pill Biden pause. That's that 4 years that we had to live through just previously in order to help give time for others to wake up and realize the stupidity and the corruption and everything else that's gone on in this wonky world we live in. But as you can see, things are starting to change in the right direction, and very important midterm election coming up. We're going to keep talking about that. It's important that we all get involved. But yeah, I think you're going to love it, Melzie, Kyle, and everybody that's joining us. Give you a couple more minutes to jump in, and we got it all queued up at the 55-minute mark. I don't know what else to say. But
yeah,
that's
I'll give it even just a little bit of a recap with that too. Thank you for that lead in there too, Tim. The history of kind of some of all this too, and Tim and I and doing Q School every day, and then we've been doing it a full year already, 7 days a week for most of that, by the way. And then we went on our own in 2022, so we were doing every single day. And we were in March too, and we're also looking at how many deltas were every single day, kind of like how we kind of almost do regularly now, or we do regularly. But we are seeing that pattern because on March 16th, there was 0 deltas on any day. Let me just show this real quick. How you can search this on. I would use Q alerts for this kind of search. This is a Q alerts is much better, I think, for doing the deltas. You got to kind of put in a little bit of a formula on QAG. But y'all, I've showed how to do that. You can find the delta super easy with these hyperlinks right on Q alerts too. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Make sure I'm on the screen. There you go. It's okay. And then, but if you go over here, the way they do dates on Q alerts is a 3-digit letter or 3 letters. So Nov or Feb, like first 3 letters, and then space, and then 2-digit number too. So if you wanted November 7th, you do NOV space 07. So that's an easy way to look up the dates. So I'll show you. I'll test out March 17th right here. So we'll do MAR. Doesn't have to be capped. I'll just put in that so you guys can see it. March 17th. And we have, sure enough, 17 Q posts on March 17th. Did anybody find anybody while we're gone? Find another one while we're gone? Send you all out there. We mentioned 2 dates. We got March 17th, 17 deltas exactly on March 17th. Put the Q school on the face. Nailed it. 17. What's our date, Tim? We had December 11th, is it?
Yeah, that's coming up in 2 days. Yep.
We had 3 in October. I don't know if we caught any of them. Any y'all catch any of those drops, or maybe try to find one right now. Let's see some more dates. Let's make a list too, all the days that have 17. But back to this here. So if you go to March 16th, MAR 16th, we see that there's 0 Q drops on March 16th. And we were just finally first kind of discovering this. Mel mentions kind of first coming into Q School when we were on our own. And she was, this is what's the beautiful thing about Q School. And we all put our brains together. So March 16th, no deltas. So Melzie and Tulu was like, well, what about 316? So then we went to check out Q drop 316. So now I'm going to kind of prelude to go the other way. We're going to go into 0, all the deltas today. I'm just going to scan them real quick because we're going to talk about this speech. It's so important. So we have 20 deltas from December 9th. I'm not sure how many are on 2017, but I'm gonna say majority of them are. I'm gonna kind of scan past them. You kind of see rally stuff. Christmas rally starts off with Donald Trump. This is your land, this is your home, and it's your voice that matters the most. So speak up, be heard, and fight for the change you've been waiting for your entire life. Merry Christmas and thank you, Pensacola, Florida. And that's where the speech is going to be too. So you're going to see future proofs pass in multiple different ways. This is also where we started to understand the Q drops for quantum. You'll see in these other drops coming up where we try to do nostalgia. We visit what was going on in the Q drops then, but always read these as if they're right now, right here, right now. Now he's Mar-a-Lago's the Winter White House.
See the Merry Christmas image in that tweet too. I believe there is a Merry Christmas image in the Q drops too. I'll dig for it while I'm pretty sure there was an image posted by the Q team, probably from this rally. It looks like a very similar. I'll do a quick dig for us.
All right, so I'm going to keep kind of scrolling past. We'll save some of these. I think we're going to do more Q drops, more deltas today. Not so much much news stuff. Maybe we'll cover some things, but mostly we'll cover these deltas. So, anyways, the marker, learn to read the map. We're going to cover these. I'm just kind of scrolling by. Justice. This we're going to show this drop too from another Anon that dropped this. Happens to show the Hammer Time Q drop. Pretty interesting. All these connections that we keep happening. Great Awakening. We got the Obamas comes up in the Q drops with the R stuff. So maybe we'll definitely visit some of that. And that does come up in 316 here. But 2 before 316, here's Q drop 314. And what's pi? Is pi 316?
314.
314.
Pi is 314. Okay, so then there's a connection there. 145. So 45's inside 157 on the PM. But be the autist we know you are. It's about the break in all caps. Godspeed, Patriots, Q. And then 315, this kind of is going to help also highlight how important this speech is here. Now, going back in time, the Anons, the Q team's helping the Anons understand that Trump's speeches are coded. and he's talking to us in Q posts and laying the roadmap of what's coming ahead and unlock some of things. And I'm gonna be straight up with you. These are probably the next drop is mostly all military guys, or not mostly, for sure, at least who Q's responding to. And there's major unlocks and decodes in these next few drops. So pay attention and send this out to any autists you might know. And let's try to decode this. But here's 315. The Anon speaks here in the middle at 1:34:24 timestamp. Ooh, that was interesting numbers. December 9th, 2017. You want to read what the Anon says here? Or I guess it's a Q drop. Excuse me. Q alert still kind of confuse me sometimes. The Q here. So Q is actually responding to themselves. Not Q drop 314, though. I don't know what Q drop that is. And it's not any of these. There it is. What has been said. So it's this Q drop 310. See, that's where on QAG, QAGG, you would see that 310 is what it is. But that's okay. So let me even go one more up. His speech in Pensacola mentioned the U.S. military providing justice throughout the world. I hope that isn't just some standard neocon justification to be the world's policeman. So neocons are like the people that are like, we need to take over these countries so they don't go bad on us or terrorists write us up. It's those warmongering kind of right-leaning, not kind of right-leaning warmongering type people. And this is the beauty of it. As I took years later, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an Anon on Q team. And you say that little quip, it sounds just like, kind of a little contentious Anon, like, hope it's not just some neocon talk, but you never suspect it's Q team. That's my suspicion. So I'll just go with that. Why don't you read this next one? Then this is 310. Tim, you want to read what Q responds to this Anon here from the speech there about Pensacola, quote unquote Anon. Then Q team responds right here. You want to read this one, Tim?
Sure. Yeah. It says, what has been said about the U.S. military? The speech yesterday, or I should say 8 years ago yesterday, we're doing time travel right now. The speech yesterday verified and unlocked so much. Expand your thinking, reread crumbs, re-listen to yesterday's speech, connect the markers, news in all forms unlocks the map. Expand your thinking, the Great Awakening, Q. And I'm almost thinking we should watch the whole thing. I don't know. I mean, it's an hour and 17 minutes, but geez, Louise. How many? How many people here are going to go onto YouTube and type in Pensacola Rally December 2017? If you're going to do that, then we'll just play from the 55-minute mark to the end, and then you guys do the rest.
That shouldn't be December 17th, be December 8th. Oh, 2017, the year. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's all. I just put in the month. December 2017, okay, Pensacola Rally. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if they ever would. So what I was saying is we're only 12 minutes in. We'll be later than normal. I know you guys usually tend to Matthew and stuff, so we'll run later, but I'm down for it.
Melzie, how do you feel? Do you think we should, guys? Let's ask in the chat. Should we play the whole rally?
I wish we could put a little poll up there, but yeah, let's see the people who are our regular ardent followers will say something what they prefer. So guys, we're doing this speech, so let me go to the next Q drops while y'all are thinking about voting. We're gonna do an hour. The whole speech is an hour and 17 minutes. We were gonna play from the 55-minute mark to about 117 past. So what is that? 22 minutes. So that's a good number. And we could always maybe do this again on the weekend, the full thing, but we're thinking about doing it right now. And we could even, in the chat, we'd be catching numbers and we could pause since we'll kind of be watching. Sometimes we play videos to give us a little time on the back end to get ready for things, but we're all kind of here. So what you guys want, let us know what you want to do. You want to watch the whole hour and 17 minutes of this Trump speech? Or just
we have Cindy said yes. Luann put a heart, a flashing heart.
I think we should do 22 minutes.
Okay.
Because I think that, and then we can come back into, there's so many deltas that we want to get through today.
And we can dig out, and you have the numbers too for us also, Tim. I agree. So let's talk about this. Let's watch the first couple minutes at the beginning, and then we'll jump to the last 22 minutes. But here's the big post, guys. If you go to Qschqql 3.16, and this all lined up, I can't quite sure how, again, our intuitive nature when we decide to come together.
This one's a big one, man. This is huge, guys.
Big. And I almost want to, it is kind of nice how it's in these blocks on the Q alerts. I was usually on QAG. And let's see what it looks like when Q finally responds. Okay, so you see here, what this is with these extra numbers, these are like the numbers on the chans, the board, the post it is. Usually, see, this is usually when Q drops, these are actually replies to that. So maybe that's what that actually is. Okay, they're showing this whole thing. So Q made a previous post. Interesting, their name here This is actually the trip code. If I'm reading it right, it actually has U in it with an exclamation point. Q, U in parentheses, because Q is U. Simple English Gematria too. QAnon 61, U, YOU is 61. Simple English Gematria. So odd that the name is Q and then it's U parentheses exclamation point. This is like their trip code. It's kind of odd. And then these are all the responses to Q. And that's what each of these little boxes is. So you'll see this little number right here, 60244. That's this Anon's post, like basically replying to the original Q drop, which would be whatever this original Q drop is. We'd have to figure out which one they're actually responding to. I honestly don't know. But let me scroll back down.
Okay. You know what? I need a favor from you too, Kyle. I want you, when you pull up the YouTube video, and it is from Right Side Broadcasting. They're the ones that followed Trump right from the very beginning. They did all the rallies when other people weren't following the Trump rallies. They were always specifically. But show them that YouTube where you can type in military. Like you can find out, you know how you do your search within the video itself on YouTube, brother? Remember how you do that quick little search? And I want you to get to the point where he talks about the military. So we can play that one section when he's talking about the military, thinking the military, and then we'll go to the 55-minute mark and beyond. I can't remember exactly when he talks about the military, to be honest, but we can do that search on YouTube. Show everybody how you do that.
Yeah. So, and also it looks like Cindy asked, what is a trip code? So that's, I'm not the best person to explain, but essentially on the chans, when you make a post, you can be totally anonymous and then it's just like flat, but you can have a trip code. So what that does is it creates a specific code for your identity, but you could stay anonymous, but have a trip code. So then you could be anonymous, but then people could track you essentially and follow who you are. So Q would use trip codes so that they could protect their information. So because other people would pretend to be Q, right? They'd make drops that look like Q and it's signed with a Q and stuff. So they had to use what are called trip codes. That's the most basic. I don't really know it well enough. It's more kind of computer tech savvy stuff. That's not my expertise, but that's basically what it is. It's a cryptographic fingerprint for an anonymous name. Thank you for that, Susan Calloway. Nice one.
And then just check this out. Susan put this up too.
Is Instagram still working okay, guys? Just checking on that too, if y'all could check on that. It looks like it is, but it's being weird. Okay, I don't know. It's weird on mine. I think it's okay. Let me know if you guys see it though. I'm forgetting to do something. We were doing something. I'm forgetting it. What was it?
A watch only tells time.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying a few times. The watch only tells time. And I think that was Susan Calloway that found that. Maybe I'm working with her AI. However, I don't think, unless you found it somewhere else, if you want to tell us, Susan, either way, she said that a watch only tells time. And again, I think you maybe haven't been, I don't know if you heard me talking about those last couple of times, Susan. And then the other, it's a watch only tells time, but timestamps are the truth or tells the truth. Okay, she's got it right in there. Timestamp tells the truth because it's a code, right? You're basically, and that's what we're talking about, doing the smart contracts with the blockchain technology, taking a snapshot of when all these transactions happen and full transparency. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what it means. I know it's good. I know it's good. I can, you intuitively know what's going on here.
Anyways, I thought that was interesting because yesterday, so she has a time. Watch only tells time equals 237. 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. A timestamp tells the truth equals 305. 3 plus 0 plus 5 equals 8. Yesterday was 12.8 and Q drop 305. Today's delta 12.9. 305 minus 237 equals 68. So anyways, that's just kind of like how some Anon's brains work, and I think it's awesome. So tying all that quantum into it. And then for me, I'd be like, well, what is Qschqql 68? So anyways, thank you for that.
Right on. Okay, so
you never asked. I'm looking right now.
So let me show what Tim was talking about. This is a little Anon hack, if you will, to find specific to YouTube videos. If Rumble's out there listening, Rumble, if you're listening, BitChute, these other alternatives, Odyssey, y'all should have the same thing. Have the transcript, pretty easy now with AI. And so we're going to go to YouTube. You can look up the transcript, and then I'm just going to search on page. It's Control F or Command F or whatever it's finding something on a page. So here, I'll show you real quick here. So I'll go to this speech by Donald Trump. And
I'll read Qdrop 68 for you too. Great dig. It says, what data, and this is from November 3rd of 2017. That's another 11.3, just saying. It says, what data just dropped So what data or data just dropped? Well, the one that you just read, the decode that you just did, sister. Why is this relevant? Huma. Where is Huma? Who is Huma connected to? What organization? Muslim Brotherhood, perhaps? What is Huma's family history? How did Huma meet HRC, Hillary Clinton? You're going to hear the boss talking about Hillary in this speech, by the way. What did HRC?
Who knows that answer? Who knows that answer? So I don't know that answer. Anybody know? Again, I have tingly spider senses. She might actually be her daughter. I think she's her daughter, guys, but that's just my spidey sense suspicion. But where did she actually meet? I don't know that answer. I'd be curious if you guys know on digging. Go ahead, keep going, Tim. I got the Q drop up while you're ripping.
Yeah, right on. So what did HRC say about Huma that demonstrates how close they are? Why are D's dropping HRC all of a sudden? Were deals made with select D's? Dirty D's done dirt cheap.
Right on schedule. We didn't even know it.
Here's a big question. Can we expose every crooked politician? 70%. Huma, Alice in Wonderland. Just think of that statement, guys. 70% of politicians are like 70%. You want to get power of the House and the Senate in the midterm elections? Get rid of those 70% and we're good to go. Just think of what it would be like having 70% America first, mega reps for our Congress and in the Congress and in the Senate. I mean, this is going to be.
And I think it's taken that long to do that over time, whether we replace them and they're in the shadows or not.
Yep.
You know, also.
Yep.
So let me show you this little hack here. Then you go to you'll go to on YouTube. They have it when you're hitting their information. There's a little section that'll have the information on the transcript. I guess you got to click the 3 dots here. Click the little 3 dot thing, and then it will say maybe my screen. What the hell's going on here? What's going on? Transcript not on there. Let's see. View all. What's going on here? Maybe it's below. Oh, I didn't go down far enough. Sorry, because it had it like broken down for us already. But you go to show transcript on a YouTube video, and then you can do Control F or Command F. And then like Tim Sal just put in military, and there it is right in his speech. Now Rumble, you should be able to have something like this. And one more shout out for anybody that knows the Trump Tracker app. I don't know if I've shown the Trump Tracker app really on our daytime Q School, so make sure I do that maybe even next. But you can, if they would have that on Trump Tracker, if this like every speech he has transcript that's searchable, that would be super powerful. Anons, we can work together. All
okay,
right,
now do me another favor. Go back to QDrop 316. Leave this open because I need you to do a specific search. So go back, So at down at the bottom of QDrop 316, right there, quote unquote, we love. No, keep going down. Right there. That part right there. We love our U.S. military. Can you search that particular part?
I think there'll be a military will be a few enough number that we'll just go ahead and do that first. Yep. So because I see right now 14 drops or 14 military times. I don't
14, no way, 14. Q drop 14. Oh,
which I don't know. We'll see if it's all 14 are in the Q drop, or excuse me, they keep saying Q drop, the speech, or if some might be in comments. Maybe, I don't know.
Is that done on purpose to take us back to 14? Because you guys know how important that Q drop 14 is. Who asked POTUS to run for president? Why do we trust the military? Oh my God.
Wow.
That's huge.
And just so you guys know, too, if you didn't know, on the transcript, you click right here and it'll take you right to that part of the speech. So we'll go ahead and back up. We'll go to 131. Shout out to Adam Charles Branch. John Kennedy, Simple English Gematria, 125.
Scroll through the military ones, though. I want to see what it says. So this one says
that's right. You want to look for,
military.
What's the drop you want again? It says there, we love our U.S. military on behalf. I think we looked this up one other time, but we'll go and do it again. Let's see.
Okay.
So there's the first one. People in the military, great American patriots. Thank you. Okay. Whether it's the military, whether it's law enforcement, we had people backstage. Thank you, General Mattis and the military leaders and the allies. Mad Dog, Mad Dog, Mad Dog, great military leaders. ISIS being dealt with. Charged to rebuild our military. We're supporting our troops and their wonderful military families. Support a clean appropriation bill that fully funds our military. We don't We can't play games anymore. Making the greatest missiles, the greatest military equipment, and then jobs. But we are building our military. It looks like there's 4 more. Must be in comments. Or I guess it keeps going. Never mind. Going to have the strongest military this country's ever had by far. Hoo-yah, sir. Our military, continuing our great fight for our veterans. What is it we were looking for? We love our U.S. military. I feel like it's not in this speech, so we're gonna have to figure this decode out.
Okay. Okay.
We said let's. I got 2 more. Hold on, 2 more. So we said you can't do that. We hit our great military from ships 700 miles away. There's the guy. There it is. Tim was saying 59 missiles. 59 perfect hits. My birthday is 5th day, 9th month. But one last one. Military is the great United States military. Okay, here we go. Let's see.
There it is right there.
We believe the United States military is the greatest force for justice in the history of the world. And we are going to take care of it, and we are going to properly fund it, and we're going to have the finest weapons, because when we do all of that, we are much safer, which is what it's all about. Peace through strength. So what's different about the speech here? We love our U.S. military on behalf of our entire nation. Thank you for our sacrifice and service. So that exact thing's not in there, but he definitely says U.S. military, but it's slightly different though. So I'm not sure. We'd have to find out if he said that somewhere else. And that's where I think the decode is. Maybe there's a number of days in between.
Well, there's something about a timestamp and the coincidence, right? We have to find that timestamp somehow, some way.
Oh yeah, and then there's also like the timestamp with his tweet too, the U.S. military stuff also. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's play. I'll play a couple minutes. Yeah, I'll play a couple minutes on the front end, and then we'll play. You think 55 is a good spot on the back end, Tim?
Yep, 55 to the end. Yeah, just to give you that good feeling from 8 years ago, and really how it has so much meaning towards today. I mean, this is the quantum. This is the leap. This is the time travel shit right here.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and like Tim says, like everything that's happening today, and Tim will give us we'll play a couple minutes at the beginning. Then I'm gonna jump to the 55-minute mark. We'll play about 20, 25 minutes or so, and then Tim will give us a recap on the numbers, and we're gonna cover the deltas and show that really interesting Qschqql 12.9.25 among other deltas, and see how it connects to this Pensacola speech.
And see how you feel at the end of this speech, guys. I know this is gonna make your day, man. It's gonna make your week. Gonna make your Christmas wonderful. No. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, no, it's 2017. Yeah, 2018. Wait, no, 2017.
When did 2017? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. December 8th, 2017. Yeah, 8-year delta. 8-year delta yesterday. Oh, and then Tim, did he give a speech yesterday? There was a speech happening. We didn't get a chance to listen to it. Was that yesterday, Tim?
Yeah, he was talking about giving some cake to the farmers over 12.
Okay, we need to listen to that one too, guys. If some of y'all didn't, that's how we got to break down. Because again, read the Q post quantumly. The speech yesterday unlocked so much. December 9th Q post, and Trump gave a speech yesterday. He hasn't been giving a speech every day, right? He's been talking.
Yesterday was a round table. That was the round table yesterday, and it was in regards to the farmers, helping out the farmers. Using that.
We got to pay attention to that one also.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Pensacola, Florida, December 8th, 2017.
Who wants to go to a Trump rally? Let's go!
Let's go!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. And if you think this crowd is big, you should see right now what's outside. Congratulations.
Hold on, I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. Look at 117 on our pause here too. Is this where's the shirt at?
The guy the shirt turns around.
Is it far enough
Look
back?
right there.
Oh,
CNN.
look at that little DJT.
You should see right now what's outside. Congratulations.
Nice to see.
Hello, Pensacola. What a place. Right here on the Emerald Coast, right? The Emerald Coast. In the great state of Florida, where we had a tremendous victory,
Emerald
didn't
Coast,
we? Come on.
Emerald Crest.
We are joined by many, many people in the military and great American patriots. Thank you very much. Well, you remember the campaign. I said, let me begin by wishing each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas, right? And I can think of no better Christmas present for the American people than giving you a massive tax cut. That's what's happening. And your Senate and your House, hopefully, very shortly, will have those approvals. Those hands will go up, and you're going to be paying a lot less tax. So congratulations, I hope. They got to vote, and I think they will. I can't wait to sign that tax cut. Great for so many, but great for the middle class. We're going to put it into law. We're going to cap off an incredible first year in office. There's been no first year like this, or at least just about no. I think the answer is no, but I have to be very accurate because of the fake news back there.
You're muted, Kyle, if you're talking while you're doing that. I don't know if you know.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Dang it. I was trying to show something. It had these looks down here. Sorry. I was going to skip ahead. Okay. Showing the rest of it. We could listen to him all day. It was really good. Thank you, Tim. Jeez.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We defy the pundits. We will speak the plain truth. These are own little sections that are created here. Must be RSBN. We have created 22 million new jobs. We're going to have the wall.
That's Qschqql 22 for you right there, guys. Military.
And then we are going to have the wall is a pretty long section. We should probably listen to this one sometime because this is connected to the military. And then most replayed is right here. Let's try this one.
Politicians who don't want to see things change. They're made a fortune. Areas around Washington, D.C. are the richest areas in this country. You saw it the other night. A list came out. We have 5 areas that are among the richest areas in the country. That's because everybody is making a fortune, and people outside of that area are paying for the money they're making. We're not going to have it. They like things the way they used to be. They don't like it so much now, although I must tell you, they're doing well also. They're doing well also. Their stocks are going up. I don't know if there's anything I can do to prevent it for those people. But they call themselves the resistance. You ever see these signs? Resist, resist.
That's the man, DJT. Keep going some of these other parts. Blacks for Trump, rigged system, ISIS. No borders, trade, regulation, Paris Accord. That's a scam. Military right here. Let's check out this military section.
Military. We're supporting our troops and their wonderful military families, including those right here in the cradle of naval aviation. The home of the legendary Blue Angels. People don't realize that. By the way, Can those people fly or what? How about Naval Air Station, Pensacola? Good place, right? Good place.
Yeah.
And it's really time. This isn't a Republican thing or a Democratic thing or anything. It's time for Democrats in Congress to drop the threats of shutdowns of government and support a clean appropriations bill that fully supports and funds our military. We can't play games anymore.
They didn't want
we can't play
games.
games.
Trump for trying to pay the military.
And don't forget, we make the greatest missiles, the greatest military equipment anywhere in the world. Nobody's close. And what does it also mean? And to me, it's secondary in this case. But what does it also mean? Jobs, jobs. But we are building our military stronger, and by the time I decide to go off into the wild blue yonder, you are going to have the strongest military this country has ever had by far. It's wrong and dangerous for congressional Democrats to hold troop funding hostage for amnesty, letting people pour into our country. We don't know who they are. We don't know where they come from. You saw what happened with beautiful Kate Steinle. This guy, he said he didn't know it was a gun. Oh, he didn't know. Oh, he didn't know. He didn't know it was a gun. That's his new line. Do you notice the federal government came in and brought another suit against him, right? We'll come in. That was a total miscarriage of justice.
We want justice.
He didn't know it was a gun. The real changes that we're facing are the drugs and the gangs pouring into our country, the millions of people overstaying their visas, chain migration that costs taxpayers billions and billions of dollars, and sanctuary cities that set free violent criminal aliens all over our country and protect them. People come in, and they're not necessarily good, like the man that ran over, the animal that ran over many people in New York City the other day. You saw that 2 months ago.
Go!
He runs over people, goes on a beautiful, I know it so well, the West Side Highway. I know it so well. So beautiful. People running, jogging, trying to get in shape. He killed many people, ran them over. Chain migration. According to chain migration, he may have as many as 22 to 24 people that came in with him. His grandfather, his grandmother, his mother, his father, his brothers, his sisters. We have to end chain migration. We have to end chain migration. I mean, you go to Kate, who was such a beautiful young American woman, killed on a pier in San Francisco in the prime of her life. She was killed by this guy, an illegal alien who had been deported 5 times and convicted 7 times of felonies. And I guess they weren't allowed to mention this in court. They weren't allowed to mention. Don't worry, we're right in there. But he was roaming free to threaten innocent Americans like Kate because of our porous borders and because San Francisco is a sanctuary city. In other words, a city run by politicians.
As you can see, it's taken several years for people to understand what this is all about. So, man, it's full circle there. It's still the military section. Man, we could keep going. I guess maybe stay here.
Yeah, the other thing I'd like
section's military. It says, okay, so that's 8 more minutes on that.
The other dig I'd like you to do in the background, if you get a chance, in your transcripts, is look up the 17. When he says 17, he says it 3 times in the speech that I caught.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We'll do that one too.
All right, sounds good. So we're gonna keep playing this section though, because this is the whole military section. So we'll keep playing, and we'll come back here in a second.
Sounds good.
who would rather protect criminal aliens than American citizens. I mean, let me give you another example. The city of Chicago. What the hell is going on in Chicago?
Future proves past. Chicago. Here we go.
There are those that say that Afghanistan is safer than Chicago. Okay? What is going on? You know what's wrong with Chicago? Weak, ineffective politicians, Democrats that don't want to force restrictions and don't want, and by the way, Chicago, for those of you that are going to say guns, Chicago has the toughest gun laws in the United States, okay? Just in case you were thinking about, they immediately say, oh, you got to take away. Well, Chicago has the toughest gun laws in the United States. So we're asking Democrats in Congress to cease their obstruction and do the right thing. End sanctuary cities. Stop the carnage. Save the innocent lives. We've also begun the process of building the wall on the southern border. And we are empowering our immigration officers to do their job, and they're doing a great job. ICE and Border Patrol agents are working so hard, and they endorsed us for the election. I say us because it's really not me. It's us all together. It's us. It's us. We're a group, a big, beautiful group. I'll tell you, all you have to do is look around here. Just look around. I just said, just look around, and the first thing I see is that big, beautiful Merry Christmas sign. I mean, can you believe it? Remember I told you 2 years ago when we started, I said, and it was summer, but I said, we're going to say the Merry Christmas, but let me just tell you, the department stores, right? They had the beautiful red walls. They had snowflakes all over the place. They had everything. Only one thing missing, the words Merry Christmas. They're using those words again. Do you notice? They're using those words again. But one by one, we're finding the illegal alien drug dealers, the gang members, the thieves, the criminals and the killers preying on our children, preying on everybody. And we are throwing them the hell out of our country, or we're putting them in prison.
Alligator Alcatraz!
And because our borders now are strong, as they should be, and they're going to get much stronger, we will not let these people back in.
These people?
It's time for Congress to adopt a pro-American immigration agenda. Every member of Congress should be asked where they stand on these issues. Blocking funds to sanctuary cities. I don't want to give sanctuary cities money. Passing Kate's law to put repeat offenders behind bars for a long period of time. Increasing the number of ICE officers, who are fantastic, and Border Patrol officers, so we can dismantle vile criminal gangs like, as I said, MS-13 animals.
Cartel.
Ensuring that new immigrants to our country are financially self-sufficient and will not be on welfare the day they come in.
Day one, we're taking care of them.
And as I said, ending come in on merit. They don't come system. How about the lottery system, folks? You see that? That's the guy in New York City. The lottery system, where they put names in a bin. You know, you think these countries are legit when they do their lottery system. So what they do, I would say, but more than just say, they take their worst and they put them in the bin. And then when they pick the lottery, they have the real worst in their hands. Oh, here they go. And we end up getting them. No more lottery system. We're going to end that. We've already started the process. We want people coming into our country who love our people, support our economy, and embrace our values. It's time to get our priorities straight. This guy's screaming, "We want Roy Moore." He's right. Democrats in Congress want open borders, higher taxes, and government-run health care that doesn't work. Costs a fortune, doesn't work. They're soft on crime, and they want to suffocate our economy with socialist-style regulation, raise your taxes through the sky. They don't want to vote for our tax cuts because they want they want tax increases. That's why we need a Republican in the House. We need a Republican in the Senate. We need more of them.
Message loud and clear, boss.
Just so I can satisfy this gentleman out there. How many people here are from the great state of Alabama? Whoa.
All right, so he's going to the talking Gloria Allred. I wasn't sure about that name, Roy. I'm sure Tim might know that. It was probably whoever was the local guy. Veterans Accountability Act. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wonder what he says about Arnold here. I kind of want to play this, Tim. It looks like it's just a small part. You mind? Let's do the Arnold.
Yeah, I don't mind.
And I must tell you, I can't believe that Arnold Schwarzenegger bombed so badly on The Apprentice. My poor, beautiful show. It was so successful. We get a big movie star and he can't pull it off. We are respecting Americans' heroes and rebuilding America's standing. All over the world, they're respecting us again.
Amen, sir. Amen. Yes, and isn't it funny? Arnold Schwarzenegger is the one that said, "Screw your freedoms." He turned full fascist on us, right? Didn't he? Turned flip side. Iran nuclear deal. Pretty long section here. And then this gets to about the 55-minute mark where Tim wanted us to jump in. So united by the same values. I'll go ahead and jump in here, Tim. 55.
Sounds good. Yeah. The message from here on to the ending is just beautiful. Very magical, very powerful.
Yeah.
All of us here tonight are united by the same values. We love our country, and we are proud of our history. We are so proud of this country. We honor our heritage, and we treasure our freedom. We support our incredible men and women of law enforcement. We believe the United States military is the greatest force for justice in the history of the world, and we are going to take care of it, and we are going to properly fund it, and we are going to have the finest weapons, because when we do all of that, we are much, much safer.
You need me to do that part again, Tim? Did he say the part right from the drop?
Pretty close. Yeah, that's when he says, the power of the military, I think, around the world or whatever. Yeah, but that's when I yelled, "Hoorah! Let's go!"
Oh, I got you. All right, we'll do it one more time, because then remember the Anon, again, quote unquote Anon, says Is that just neocon language for, so let's keep listening.
To take care of it, and we are going to properly fund it, and we are going to have the finest weapons, because when we do all of that, we are much, much safer. And far less likely to have to use them. It's amazing how that works, isn't it? We believe that every American should stand for the national anthem.
Here, here, here.
And we proudly pledge allegiance to one nation under God.
That's Qschqql
Our rights come
12.9.25.
from our Creator.
Let's go!
And no earthly force can ever take those rights away, and they never will. That is why my administration is taking power back from global bureaucrats and returning that power back to the American people. And you see it all the time. You see it economically, you see it at the church, you see it in every different way. We don't sing a global anthem. Our troops don't wear a foreign uniform. And we will never surrender our rights to international tribunals. We won't do that. We proudly sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Our brave troops fight and die for the red, white, and blue. And we protect and preserve the American Constitution that we cherish.
What did you just say, boss? About the Constitution?
I've said it so often that my
know you
job
have.
is not to be president of the world. My job is to be president of the United States of America. Yet there are powerful forces in Washington trying to sabotage our movement. These are bad people. These are very, very bad and evil people. They know who they are. These are the people who made their money, their names, their careers, their power off the corrupt and broken system, and they liked it the other way. So they will do anything at any time, and they'll never stop. But you know.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody heard me. When he talked about the Constitution, I just want to remind everybody, he said one nation under God first, then he brought up the Constitution. So one nation under God is Qschqql 51. And when you look up Constitution in Q alerts, you get 51 Q drops. There's no coincidence here, folks. One nation under God, obviously protected by the military, but more importantly, the Constitution. The military pledges its oath to the Constitution of the United States. One nation under God, folks. He's saying it all right there for us. Right there. You can't make this up. He's been telling us since day one how this is going to unfold, how it's going to play out.
Maybe 51 is for the 51st state.
Oh, I like that. I like that one,
nation.
sister.
One nation under God. Just need to expand it again, expand it right in there, top and bottom, I believe too.
Yeah, just
And then
expand
this is
that
the
part
special
of the
post where
flag.
Anon Pours has heart out, and Q team gives their
Time travel is fun. That's right, Luann. Time travel is beautiful.
Say again, Tim.
I said time travel is fun. We must be lagging.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had some time travel. I don't even remember, Tim. There was an episode long ago. I was actually I was in Alaska, but I actually went back to visit my family in Reno. I think it was the second trip back, and we were still doing shows. I'm trying to remember how this went. And we read a Q post and it said experiencing heavy lag. It was the weirdest thing ever, guys. We did the show through Telegram. Sometimes there'd lag, but a little bit from time to time. The Telegram always has a little lag in it. But it was like something I'd never heard on there before. He said Tim was reading the Q drop even too. It was like we're under heavy attack, experiencing heavy lag or something. And he said it. And it like his voice, I swear, it like morphed into like almost a different time, and it was like robotic. It was like experiencing heavy lag. I was like heavy lag. I was like, what is going on? It was crazy. So we've had all kinds of wild things like that over the years too.
Yeah. But I just want to remind everybody how important this is. This One Nation Under God Q drop, number 51, and then the Constitution. I highly recommend everybody for Q School homework is to type in Constitution in Q alerts and go read all 51 of those Q drops in regards to your Constitution, our Constitution, because that's the direction we're heading. We need, if we're going to have the next 250 years of the golden age, it has to revert back to the original Bill of Rights, the original Constitution. We already have the military doing, the heavy lifting. So we, the people, are taking our power back. And the one way we get it back is through the Constitution, by the land of the law. And that's where we're going to take over the control of the House and the Senate, like in a major way. That's the direction we're heading. But he has all kinds of these little tidbits of information in that Pensacola speech. And that's why I love, replaying this, because future proofs past, folks.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he was saying stuff that, like, talking about the wall, talking about increasing ICE agents, supporting the blue, and making sure that we have the best equipment, and all the things that we're going to, deport people that shouldn't
sanctuary
be here.
Cities.
Yeah, everything. It's what transparency. I don't think that we've ever had a politician ever tell like the truth. They'll say things and then they don't do it. But
hot air.
Yeah.
He's actually reading the entire plan. Like when you if you take a little more time and you listen to his ebbs and flows through his speech, it's all the plan. This has been planned a long time ago. But it's just time is just a number, right? So yes, that was 8 years ago. But I mean, can you guys remember what it was like 8 years ago, or are you more focused on what's happening right now? Because news unlocks the map. So
in all forms,
in news of all forms, and it's right in the Q drops, right? So more importantly, as we continue doing our Q School shows, our daily shows, we always focus on the breaking news and what's happening around most parts of the world, but more importantly, what's happening in the United States. And it's all relative to the older Q drops and what Trump was saying in Pensacola back in 2017. It's already been planned. So patriots are in control.
Travel, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, it's just he's laying it out, and it's like one chapter at a time. Here's one chapter. Read this one, digest it. Okay, good. Let's move that. Here's the next chapter. Read that, understand it, decode it, whatever you got to do. Put that aside. And we're doing it in stages. You can see the stages growing and building and building and building towards what I believe is the most important midterm election in the United States of America history, because most countries, if you think about it, in history, fail at around 250 years. Like all the dominant, you go back thousands
throughout history.
Yes. Throughout history, the real powerful, like the Romans and all the different ones that you want to, 250 years. It seems buzzing around 250. And we're coming to that peak, right? We're coming to the tip of the spear, or the tip of the iceberg, whatever you want to call it. This is the turning point, no pun intended to Charlie Kirk and U.S. turning point, but this is the time in history that we get to live and watch it unfold and participate in it and take our power back, because that's the part of the plan, is to give we the people our power back. And it's just so beautiful. I just get chills every time we keep talking about this bigger picture of because everybody's kind of wondering, like, what kind of future is it going to be? Well, it's going to be the future that we make for ourselves, because we're going to have the power to do it. Because the military, because it had to be done this way, is allowing us to do it, right?
And there is just so much in the So Loaded. You guys had some great comments along the way too. Someone said something about thought U.S. is going to be fourth territory. I'm not quite so familiar with that. I've heard different things that Trump returned the land to indigenous cultures and stuff, and we've talked about contractual things, and that's confusing and complicated. Hard to say all that, but I do believe the United States is already connected with both Canada and Mexico. Is like this superpower against all connected with through trade and stuff, but we're all going to again benefit everyone. So it's kind of hard to connect all those dots, but I know that's about what's happening. And then if this is real, check this out. Susan Calloway, doing some crazy stuff with the gematria, found another awesome one.
Wow.
One
No
nation
way.
under God. Qschqql 51 equals 316. That blows me away. It must be you separated the 5 and the 1. That's how you're normally supposed to do it. So it's one nation under God, Qschqql, and then +5 +1. I'm guessing that one because 51 would probably be more. Let us know on that one, Susan. Nice find. That's mind-boggling because we're talking about 316 here too.
Wow.
And oh man, makes me want to go into the 51 thing. I'll go into it right now. And then as you come across drops over time, you learn more about them. So go ahead.
316 is the Q drop that we were talking about March 16th, right?
Right. Because there's no deltas on any deltas. March 16th. So Melzie, and that's the one that's on today's delta. It's December 9th. And it's interesting because there's all these anons that's like they're doing their drops. It's like I say it's for the missing deltas of that day. Is what I think. So let me bring it up for just a second. When you did the Q drop, so here's this Qschqql 51. Well, guess we'll just do it. So 11/2, and it's also the 11/22s in there because it's November 2nd, 2017. But that actually makes it 11/22 with a 17. So major connections to JFK and the rest of the plan with that too. And then one nation under God, like Tim's been saying a bunch. And then like I said, the anon pours his heart out here. We've read this one before. I think I'll leave it. I don't think I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to read the Q team response. Oh, I forget about the OP Anon in here, though. OP Anon's in 51. Well, OP Anon and O and P and Gematria is 31. So just remember that number, 31. So Q responds, Dear Patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come to take back our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is backed by the absolute finest people alive who are all dedicated to the eradication, should be of in there, of's missing, evil and corruption from the U.S. and the world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The White Hats. Signatures are important. We always kind of read it as White House in the beginning, and certainly it is double, triple meanings. But over time, this was for certain the White Hats Q drop here. It's the White Hat, especially when we've been connected to it over time. And then the number just jumps out at you like crazy. 51. The place I was actually staying, the numbers added up to 51. White Hat house I was staying with another White Hat. You know what I mean? This stuff is crazy. So now, and then WH is 31. Remember OP Anon? I'm going to leave that up to you guys.
And the missing of, remember, we broke down the of and the for.
Right, I knew it. Thank you for coming back to that, Tim. Go ahead, say that again.
Well, we broke down the of and the for, FOR, or the of, OF, in the Constitution.
Constitution.
We
just did that. I'm so excited. I'm going with you, Tim. And so we just did that. Remember that, guys? The Constitution for the United States is in the for the Republic, the original Constitution, and then the Constitution of is when we went to the corporation because it's of the corporation instead of for the people or the collective bargaining agreement of our states, our trust, our country was in it.
And what is it? And what does it say above that? It says the time has come to take back our great land because the land has been stolen. It's been stolen.
The land has been stolen from all of us.
Yep.
And they screwed us with the taxes and bullshit too, Tim, because even if you owned your property or land, you didn't pay property tax on it, they could take it back from you. What kind of bullshit is that? That ain't living, man. You're born here. You don't have to pay where you fucking live. You don't have to pay to live. You kidding me?
That's right. That's right. All right. Let's go back to the speech, man. I got God bumps. This is awesome.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Back to Trump. Trump daddy.
Listen closely. Listen closely what he says. He's telling you. He's painting the picture. The plan.
Pay attention now. Pay attention now. Oops. Click the wrong thing. Excuse me, guys.
You know what? We're stopping them. You're seeing that right now. You're seeing that right now. We're stopping them. It's corrupt, it's rigged, and we're stopping
Nice
them.
air cue. Did you see the air
They
cue?
will lie and
Woo!
leak and smear because they don't want to accept the results of an election where we won by a landslide. Do you remember? There is no way for Donald Trump to get 270. We heard that for week after week. What they're doing is the fake news. It's called suppression. Just like they give the fake polls. I call it fake news, fake polls. A poll came out today on CNN, such a fake. A poll came out. They'll have to apologize for that one. Another one came out that was through the roof, but it wasn't on CNN. But I will tell you, look, we need honesty. We need some love in the country. I'd love to bring both sides together if that's possible. There's a lot of hatred out there, but I would love to be able to bring both sides together. But remember this, the same failed voices in Washington who opposed our movement right from the beginning are the same people who have undermined the credibility of our government institutions. They're the same ones who gave us one terrible trade deal after another and one foreign policy blunder and disaster after another with no accountability and no apology. The Washington insiders who oppose our movement are the same people who sacrificed our sovereignty, our wealth, our borders. Look at our country. We owe $20 trillion. Think of it. We have spent, as of 2 months ago, almost $7 trillion in the Middle East. And you know what we have? We have nothing. It's worse than it was 17 years ago when they started. These are the people that fight us. And if I want to fix up the roads in this country, they say, oh, well, we don't want to spend money for that. It's a tiny fraction. We could have, with that $7 trillion, not billion, $7 trillion, we could have rebuilt our country 3 times over. They've had their chance at running this country and they failed. So I think I speak for everyone here tonight, and I appreciate you being here, especially in numbers where you can't even get into the corners. When I proudly say, you know the beautiful thing? I was telling some of my friends backstage, the amazing thing about this, and all the people that couldn't get in, when an election is over, they tell me, what do I know? I've been a politician for a little more than 2 years. So what do I know? Although I'm doing a good job, I guess, right? I'm president. But it's sort of incredible. You look at everybody, you see the love in the room, and you see what's going on with everything. And you say to yourself, this is truly a country that respects. They say that when you don't have an election, the election's over. There's no competition, there's no nothing, although we always have the deep seats inside. But it's over. They say you can't draw a crowd. In other words, when an election ends, you can't draw flies. They say, look at this place. Look at this place. I'll never forget on the trail I'd go, we'd have 20,000, 25,000. We went to Mobile, Alabama. We had 49,000 people. We went to Michigan the night of the election. I got there, started speaking at 12:30 in the evening. That means it was already election day. We had 32,000 people there. Michigan hadn't been won in many, many years by a Republican. Hillary Clinton went there in an emergency because she was told that day that she was doing badly in Michigan. She went there. She had a crowd of like 600 people. I had 32,000 people at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, why are we not going to win? Why are we not going to win? And we won. We went to Wisconsin. Hasn't been won in many, many years. You remember that? We went to Wisconsin. Hadn't been won in many, many years. She decided not to go. Thank you very much, Hillary. I guess the Russians advised her not to go. You know, the guy. But she decided not to go. And her husband supposedly said, you better go to Wisconsin. You better go to Michigan. I don't like what I'm seeing. I was in Michigan, and I was driving down the street, and they have a Trump-Pence sign on every single lawn all the way to the arena. You better go there. And she said, no, my bunch of dummies, a bunch of dummies. You know, I don't get credit for one thing. It always bothered me. I spent a tiny fraction of what she spent and we won. You know, in the old days, if you spend less and you win, that's a good thing. Over here, you don't get any credit for it. We spent 25 or 30%. She was at what number? 2.2 billion, I understand. 2.2 billion. Do you think those consultants made a couple of bucks?
There's that 22 again. 22.
Didn't she spend 12.4 million on a dossier that was a total phony, right? 12.4 million? Boy. So we spent a tiny fraction, think of it, a tiny fraction of the money, and we won. But we won because of people like you. Because of people like you. And I'll tell you what, if the Democrats had won that election, instead of being up 39 points in your 401ks, you'd be down 50% from Election Day, I'm telling you, because it was ready to go down the tubes. I will tell you that. Thank you, man. So we don't need the advice from the Washington swamp. We need to drain the swamp, and we're going to do it, and we are doing it. That's why I don't really care about all the bitter attacks, all the phony stuff going on. Big media, special interests, phonies all. They're not here to protect you. They are only here to preserve and to protect themselves. And you're finding that out. I had a great life before I did this. Oh, think of where I'd be right now if I didn't do this.
What statement of that video? Pause it for a sec, Kyle. Yeah, what video does that remind you of? What he just said there?
Well, I missed the very last thing you said. What was it?
Well, remember what he just said there. Like, remember that one of the most famous videos within the Q drops where it talks about the deep state, and yeah. I had a beautiful life. And remember that video?
Oh, right. Yeah.
That he's basically almost saying word for word what's in that video.
Right. I got you. Yeah. Because that's what I mean. That's also that ask yourself Q drop. Ask yourself, a simple question is, why would he give up everything he had to run, as president?
That's right. Now I'm wondering, because we're hovering around that, this Pensacola thing. It was, you think about 2017. Was that particular video that he's referring to? Did it come out prior to that rally, or did it come out after? We'll have to dig that in the Q drops. You know that you can just copy paste that link, the YouTube link.
The speech he gave. Yeah, the speech.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. What is the date on that? Because the speech is like, I think it's kind of pulled from a couple, or he gives. I'm not quite sure. The one speech he actually gave on the campaign, though, so that was definitely before the 2016 campaign. I think because it even said this would get him elected. But I think we really got that video for 2020, even though that is an interesting question. Let's just try to find that out, though. The date of that one, the one that's linked several times in the Q jobs. What's the main thing he says? Not another 4-year election. If you do not another 4-year election, obviously try to figure out how to search it with less of those words, and there'll be plenty of the drops with the blue link in there. I can't remember. I think it was linked like 22 times. We should find that out. It's a big number. Yeah, and then there's one Q job that had like 12 in there specifically, and I think it connected to Obama's 12 account emails, or also then at the same time 12 people signed something kind of against Trump in his first admin. I wish I could remember the numbers better, but we haven't visited those Q drops in a really long time. For whatever reason, we haven't come across those. So hopefully you guys can follow that.
Right
We got about 9 more minutes or so, I think.
Cool.
Looks like, yeah, 9:30 there, 9:25.
Okay.
So we'll play the rest.
Yep.
And I went back a little bit, so hear the part what he's saying again. That part where he said, well, let's hear how he says. I think
I led a beautiful life before this. Yes.
They are only here to preserve and to protect themselves, and you're finding that out. I had a great life before I did this. Oh, think of where I'd be right now if I didn't do this. I'd be very happy, believe me. But I wanted to do it, and I wanted to give back, and I saw what was happening, and I've always been good at doing the money thing. I saw what was happening to our country, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I took this job on behalf of the forgotten men and women of our country. But guess what? They are forgotten no more. No more. People came out of areas, they didn't think you existed. You know that, right? Remember? And you remember the word deplorable? How brilliant was that? I was watching her with that speech, and she was reading a teleprompter yet. And she said, deplorables. And I said, that's not nice. She's talking about a lot of people. Little did I know I was right. That thing blew up. That was one of the reasons she lost. And now we're all proud deplorables. We're proud deplorables. Very proud. Your voice will never, ever be ignored again. They're all going to be coming after you for every election from now on in this country. You will never be ignored again. Your dreams are my dreams. Your hopes are my hopes. And your future is what I'm fighting for each and every day. We're just getting started. We're on the verge of passing that wonderful, beautiful tax cut. It's the biggest in the history of our country. It doubles the amount of income taxed at the rate of 0. It lowers tax rate. It expands the child, the child tax credit so broadly. It provides relief from the estate tax, also known as the death tax. It cuts small business taxes. It reduces the corporate rate, very importantly, from 35%, which is the highest in the industrialized world, all the way down to 20%. You're going to have new companies coming in. You're going to have jobs, jobs, jobs. And it brings corporate money from overseas back where it belongs. And we're talking about possibly in excess of $4 trillion that we can finally bring back. The typical family of 4 earning $75,000 will see an income tax cut of up to $2,000, cutting their tax bill in half. People don't know it, and they don't want to report it. These people don't want to report it. Our business tax cut is expected to raise annual income for the typical household by more than $4,000. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. Fake news. Our plan means more companies will move to America, stay in America, and hire in America. We want every American to know the dignity of work, the pride of a paycheck, and the satisfaction of a job well done. The Democrats in Washington want to grow our welfare rolls that you're going to pay for. They want to grow all sorts of things that you don't want to even think about. I want to grow our employment roles with great jobs, well-paying jobs, jobs of dignity, jobs where people love waking up in the morning and going to work, and that's happening. So we're going to lift our people from welfare to work, from dependence to independence, and from poverty to prosperity. We will restore hope to our struggling rural communities and to our inner cities where we're making progress. We're making progress. We will build new roads and bridges and tunnels and highways all throughout our land. Factories will come roaring back to life. New works of iron and steel will be forged from fire and from spark and from our country. And they will be made with American muscle, American hands, and most importantly, American heart. And these creations will be branded with a very simple but very beautiful phrase, made in the USA. We have it in our power to build this future together. A future of patriotism, prosperity, and pride. We all share one home and one glorious destiny. And whether we are young or old, I feel very young. Do you feel young? I feel. Whether we are from the city or the country, and whether we are black or brown or white, you've heard it before, we all bleed the same red blood. We all salute the same great American flag. And we are all made by the same Almighty God. We are the nation that dug out the Panama Canal, won 2 world wars, put a man on the moon, and brought communism to its knees. As long as we have the courage of our convictions and the strength to see them through, then there is no goal beyond our reach. As long as we are true to our values, loyal to our citizens, and faithful to our God, then we will not fail. This is your land. This is your home. And it's your voice that matters the most. So speak up, be heard, and fight, fight, fight for the change you've been waiting for your entire life.
You just hit that key
that
Delta
you
today.
already see happening.
Fight,
Our
fight,
revolution didn't end on November 8th. That was just the beginning. The greatest adventure still lies ahead. Never give in, never give up, never back down, and never ever stop dreaming.
We are, sir, here.
Because we are Americans, and the future belongs to us. The future belongs to all of you. So with American pride swelling in our hearts, and American courage stirring in our souls, I say these words tonight. Together, we will indeed make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America safe again. And put it all together, and what do we have? We will make America great again. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America. Thank you, everybody.
a little bit of that. We might play the whole thing again to decode maybe this weekend. Who knows? We'll see how it all plays out. But that was pretty jam packed. Future proofs past all over the place. I mean, things he's talking about is relevant to now. Again, we have to kind of go full circle for people to fully understand that. Why we're playing it too? It's in the deltas for today. It's also just a big marker for different reasons. I mean, I think they even say marker. We're going to get to that Q drop here, and then he just ended on one of the very first deltas for today, like Tim was saying. He's it was at the very beginning. I think I have it up still. Let me see before
I think that's the first time we've seen the fight on the Intel board. And you think back when he said that, and then when was the last time we saw him do the fight, you guys? Not too
last time would be when he got shot in the ear by the magic bullet. So July 13th, 2024 then, right? Got him here and did the fight, and that connected the red carpet Q drop. We've definitely never shown that crazy Q proof on any of the Q schools. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe, obviously not. I don't know. We got to get that one on there. The red carpet, there's some other big ones, and I think it feels like somehow it connects one of these. Got those pictures of Christmas here, but this is your land. This is here, Q drop 305 is again the first delta for December 9th, 2017. 11:24:37 a.m. Eastern time, and it shows a Donald Trump tweet. It doesn't show his timestamp on there, but it was probably from earlier that day or maybe the day before. We should look that up. This is your land, this is your home, and it's your voice that matters the most. So speak up, be heard, and fight for the change you've been waiting for your entire life. How many times we've been saying that here, right? It's not about sitting around on your ass and waiting for things to come happen or somebody to save you. Do the thing now. Take the action. And then we got Merry Christmas and thank you in capitals. Let's get those ones. I don't know Merry Christmas, so you probably should. Thank you with a Q instead of U is 71. So then we should do that math. I'm not sure what thank you is. I can't remember. Somebody help me out with that one. Anyways, Merry Christmas and thank you, Pensacola, Florida. So that's that. And then Q just posted that graphic. That was Q's own graphic. That's one of those things too, guys. You could maybe code in here for the image name and search it, and you might find some other stuff. Anons have done digs over the years also. I'm going to skip down. I think we'll cover some of these other deltas here.
Yeah, I just wanted to take a minute and see what Melzie's thoughts were going back into the past, into Pensacola, Florida, and watching that beautiful Trump rally. What did you get from that, Melzie?
Well, it was amazing, like I said, because he really laid it all out and told us what he's going to do, and now we see it happening. And I had thought first, like, oh, what if he didn't have all that opposition in the first term? But really, that was a part of the plan too. And this time, that it took all this time, like people still don't understand really what he's doing. So like I look at that date 2017, and I wasn't watching Trump back then. I had no idea he said that. So that's thrilling to me to know that the plan was there. Like I've seen other things, of course, but I really wasn't paying attention to the rallies at all at that time. And he really laid it out. I think that at one time he almost said something about it sounded like we the people, and I was like, oh, is he saying he's restoring it back to we the people? But he really went through so much and was that with the military there? It was in Pensacola, or there's a lot of military there, I think.
Yeah, a lot of military, kind of all over Florida, but I'm pretty sure Pensacola for sure. There's some jet. Oh yeah, that's what he was saying. It was the Blue Angels are originally there, so I didn't know that. I know they do a lot of test stuff out in some of Nevada too. That's the Top Gun flight school they have sometimes out there, and then there's some other places too. But Pensacola is the home of the Blue Angels, I think he said.
Yeah,
so that's Navy pilots.
Yeah. So according to my count, he said 17 3 times in that speech, and somebody brought it up in the chat too. I saw it flashing by on the screen. 17 plus 17 plus 17 is another 51. Just saying.
51. Yep, 51. And that's the beauty of that whole thing. It's just mind-boggling. So let's see. Some people had some comments too. I was gonna catch up on that. Cindy had a couple things too. She did some nice digs. I want to highlight a couple of these. Good job, Cindy. Let's see. During Donald Trump's first term, he faced a total of 12 notable lawsuits, which included various legal challenges related to his actions and policies while in office. These lawsuits encompassed issues ranging from his financial dealings to allegations of obstruction and defamation. And then you caught a couple things too. She had some stuff about the deplorables. He was mentioning the deplorables, right? We're only 1 year after the election there. Deplorables, name of New York mostly Long Island group. Then there's a group that got banned on Facebook. So that was the deplorables. November 11, that's 11/11/2018. Ooh, we need to pay attention to that deplorables too, because that's the Q drop. America will be unified again, 11.11.18. Nothing big in the news sort of happened that day. We find out there was a frequency that was mysteriously broadcast around the whole world, and it cycled every 17 seconds or minutes. I can't remember which one it is. And that maybe seemed like it came from Ascension Island. That's a whole nother dig with that too. Speaking of Facebook, every day Qschqql gets a little section muted. I try to put it in the comments there. It's 1 minute, 36 seconds, 31 minutes, 40 seconds sometimes. Really interesting. And a little bit gets cut off, but the first, because it says all these territories. The other day we had the only territory was Russia. That was odd. And then, but a lot of times it'll be multiple territories, and the first one that's always listed is Ascension Island of all things, which is odd to me because I don't even know if AS is like the proper first country. Anyway, so that's I got off track a little bit. 11/11/18. This is a major Q proof though. That frequencies going around at cycles every 17 seconds or minutes. I forget which one. On 11/11/2018. Then 8chan gets shut down in 2019. Is dark for how many days? 10.
That would be 93 days. The war.
Days.
Yep.
There's also a Q drop that specifically it says 93. There's some gaps. DK.
It says dark underscore 93. Yep.
Dark underscore. There's even a space. There's kind of strange. 93, and that's actually connects to a Comey tweet also, Tim. Yep. And then Q comes back on 8kun, and then the Anons dig into it, and the operating, the thing 8kun is the IP address is connected to the Department of Defense, and that's where 8kun is ran. That's where the Q drops are at now. Is on the. Might have. All right, we're still on here. So where's it going with this? So that was then a Q proof. Excuse me. The best part about that, the IP address was 11.11.18 was actually the IP address of what then would be 8kun years later on too. So that was really, really cool.
So who's in control? Who's in control, Kyle?
White hat's in control, baby. Full control for sure. Yeah.
Amen.
And she even said, what was this too? The Deplorables is a spinoff, the massive pro-Trump group that sprouted up in the final weeks of the 2016 election, in which was subsequently destroyed. But anyways, yeah, that's what the Hillary Clinton called the Deplorables or whatever. That was like a rallying cry. Everything they tried to use against us, right, will be used on them. Man of the Moon, I thought that was odd, kind of how that kind of stood out for sure. Nice catch on that. Fight. I think that's 150. Fight. Simple English. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you with YOU is 115 again. Thank with just a Q then is 71. Nothing can stop what's coming. Acronym 71. So that's pretty cool. What else do you guys have? You guys are saying some good stuff over on. I think I'm pretty caught up on that end.
Thank
stuff
you.
On. Yeah. Thank you with a Q at the end
you.
of 71.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah. My last name Hanson 71. Yep. All right, so I guess we got all caught up on that. So we go back to the deltas. Anything else to add that you caught maybe the second time, Tim? I think you watched some of it right beforehand. Thank you for doing that again, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. It's just some of the numbers that jump out on the screen at me, like the number 22. He brought up the 2.2 with how much money Hillary spent on that election. That hit the other 22 from earlier on in the speech, and that's Q drop 22. Can the Marines work with the National Guard in select cities? I mean, that's a massive, massive Q drop. One of the biggest ones. I think that's one of the ones that says biggest drop on poll.
I mean, it's like on par with that 14 Q drop and some of those other really, profound early ones, especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot, and he threw out a lot of 39s in there, and of course, you just talked about the dark for 93 days, and just so people understand, from time to time, we do talk about the war of good versus evil, and evil is Cult 93, and Obama is a high priest Cult 93 entity, if you want to call them that. I don't even know, but these people are sick, they're evil, and that's basically that's a major war behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see. Their comms, their communications, their numbers, their symbology, and as Q says, symbolism will be their downfall. And I know that a lot of Anons around the world, especially LK Dark to Light with Serial Brain 2, and a couple others out there really dug in over the years on their comms and learning and understanding the viciousness and the ugliness behind the cult. And the cult's very powerful. The cult at one time did run and rule the world, but no longer.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're muted or we're muted.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yep.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, I heard the sound drop a little.
Yep, you're good. Yeah, let's hit the
Yeah.
deltas.
All right.
Go
ahead.
Well, talking about 93, I just had to look at it and pull it up, but I'm going to drop it into Diggers, and it is a delta for today. It's Qpost 309. And if you want to pull it up.
Interesting. 309.
Yeah,
309.
oh, yeah. I have the guy's post from X.
It has some gematria that goes with it. That is kind of good.
Okay.
And it has, that's with the justice, too. Let me pull this up. So remember that justice commander posted a picture of Qpost 25 or 26.
I got it.
Of the newer time post, the Christmas.
25.98.
Yeah, 25.98.
Okay. Okay. All right, so let's show this drop here real quick. So here's this guy. I don't know where he's. I feel like a lot of people have been sharing. I'm not sure who it is. It's at the Justice Cometh. Let's see his information. Host of Tracing Justice, co-host of Fellowship in the Word. 106,000 followers. Digital Warrior, Anon, founding member, Truther Media. He said commander. I thought he did have an ad or something like that, but he's got the justice things here. He's been. I don't know if he's in the Q drops. We could look that up, I guess. But here he's showing a screenshot now of Q drop 2598, which is on the 12th. You know, we've been showing this quite a bit. We have, of course, the stocking with this on there too. And then there's the image that Anon shares, December 12th, 2018, with Santa. That looks like JR to me embroidered on there. The hammer, candy cane there. And then it looks like it's signed by QA or QAI. I think it's QA : but it could be kind of QA. And then look at the image name is hammer_time. And then the Anon says Santa WA. That's kind of odd anyways too. With a hammer signed by QA. This Christmas we want justice. Justice in all caps there. This is 87 Civil News Gematria. Then Q responds confirmed. QA arrow to the QAnon arrow to hammer. More to find over time. Happy hunting Q. Now, and then he shows this video from Flotus, but maybe that's what it was. The video is 17 seconds. She might not have that many steps, but it looks like the video. No, I don't know. Let's see. Here's a video from the office of the First Lady that he shared with this. So let's take a look at this.
Jesus coming to town. He's coming back to town. You better watch out. You better not cry. Better not help. I'm telling you why. 'Cause Santa Claus is coming to town.
Taking the steps. Somebody said 17 steps. I don't know if I wasn't counting on that one. No. But let's see. Oh, buckle up. Here's something on the buckle there though. That looks like a crest. You guys want to do some digging on that? Holder there. Looks like he's under that comment. So let's see. Here's the guys. This one here. This oh, that's office First Ladies. You guys might have different people at the top depending on who you follow. That's an interesting little symbol. Make sure I hit that.
Okay, so then Qpost 306 or 309. I'm sorry.
Right. So then here's one of the deltas. 20 deltas from today's date, December 9th, and the next one we're talking about here. Actually, there's just a Q drop that says justice. So you can go ahead with the numbers.
Yeah. So 309 is like, if you mirror it, it's like called 93. So if we're undoing like the magic or the energy that that Cult 93 had, we have 9, right? And it's also on the 9th, which I think is interesting too.
Well, 12.9 also, right? Is 12 is
Is
1 and 2
3.
is 3. So it's, yeah, in
3/9.
other words, 9th day,
Yeah.
of the 12th month. So it's kind of forward and backwards. Taking back our power to angels and simple gematria is 39. So it's all that's the war with power. But ultimately, Q just has to say justice. No, there's nothing else. Justice. Period. Q. And they're bringing this around in this time of Christmas. Seems fitting, especially the Federal Reserve stuff, right? They stuffed it to us on Christmas Eve, right? In Congress committed treason essentially, and we've been paying for that over all these years. And this is what we're reversing. This is why there's so much chaos and disruption in the world.
Yeah, Cindy asked in the comments, do you think Donald Trump will have more rallies? I say the answer to that is a definite yes, because what they're planning prior to the midterms is a big GOP midterm event. They've already talked about this, you guys. It's going to be like a massive lead up to those midterms. You're going to see a big rally of some sort. And of course, DJT is going to be there. He'll be the star of that one, obviously.
Yeah, most definitely. Kyle, can you pull up? There's the gematria that's tied to the 309 that's in Diggers.
Okay.
So that goes with this, and I thought we could read it because, like, if we're undoing the magic, or like, what is gematria? That you see that there's energy kind of behind words or numbers, right? So we have some kind of nice gematria to go with that.
So the QPO is 309, and then simple English gematria here is some of these. The coloring is a little odd on this for some reason, but you want to do these top ones or the ones below?
Yeah. So if you could go up to the top.
Yeah. Okay.
Right there. All things are possible with God.
309.
The king does whatever he wants.
309.
We still need help from the boss.
309.
It's going to be in your face biblical.
309.
Then go down a little bit. It says, no forever wars, just a real end.
309.
Are you ready for what's coming?
309.
All things are possible with God.
Oh yeah, 309.
And we're just getting started.
309.
He said that in the speech. Didn't he say that in the speech?
The shot heard around the world too. Nice. Which one was it, Tim? Or we're just getting started?
And we're just getting started. He said that in the speech, guys. I remember.
I wanted to pop on there. I wanted to pop on there too, but I wasn't quite at the mic the right spot. I didn't want to mess up the video, but he's pointing up and he's like, I want to thank all the people up in the corners or the people that couldn't get in. I was like, just the tip of the iceberg, sir. Right? There's some really good memes that show, 2016s, they're like tiny tip of the iceberg. Then it's like 2020, and then it's like 2024. It's like expand farther on that, especially when Trump 2028 comes around. That's gonna be quite an iceberg there. So anyways, that was pretty cool. Thanks for the numbers on that, Melzie. 309 and all the other numbers you guys got. Give us some more 51s out there too, because I actually just, again, divine timing, I think earlier today, maybe I gotta find it on my Instagram. Somebody, I think maybe it was you, Susan Calloway, was shared, if you're still on here, a video from -48, and he was doing 51s, and I had never heard the 51s before, and there was quite, I think Michael 51. Is Jay Rosemary awake? Yeah, is he on here, Jay? Give us some 51s, let us know. So thanks, guys, for all that, all the different things you guys cover. Oh, tomorrow, I missed one here. I missed one on Melzie zooming in. Tomorrow we make history, 309. So one more in there. I got to hide my name so you can see it. Tomorrow we make history, 309. So thanks for wherever that one came from. Looks like it got forwarded from. What's going on here?
Meg Five's
Exquisite Truth, whoever channel
disappeared.
is. Matt on Rumble?
Like in the show, in the thing.
Oh, okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We got some weird glitches on the socials out there. So, anyways, thanks guys for all being around. I see the Amy and Trinity Dove 777 having some good conversations over on Instagram. Y'all always in here watching. Appreciate you guys' love and support. Make sure you hit like and follow wherever y'all from. Follow me on X. You guys watching there? It's at Quantum Healer 17, but I'm also the Undercover White Hat. So trying to get my followers up there. All of our live streams are here. I don't post too much unless it's super good or important, but it's mostly the live streams and stuff. Thank you to all the love and support from you guys as well. Ben Dakeland, Luann, Wildflower, Brittany Stover, Susan Calloway, all you guys resharing the lives all the time. Thank you so freaking much. Scott Russell, all you amazing guys in the chat. Been wanting to catch up on some of the notes but I do, again, been reading all the comments and stuff. So thank you. We love you guys so much. Hope you're having a good time so far. It's crazy. I don't know what episode we're at. We've had some wonky numbers because the one we missed the Monday that made episode 71 on was it 11/11? It was 71 on 11/11. Now I'm totally lost. I don't know what week we're on. I was like, well, it's all off course. Tim's listening, but he's like, I'm not gonna help this guy out. He's got no idea what week it is. Tim probably knows exactly this. I think maybe it'd be 19. Is it week 19?
Week 19. Yeah, I said that at the beginning of the show.
But
Yeah.
I have no idea what number episode is because we did 3 on week 17, and I think 16 was 4. And then, so did we do 5 last week? Did we do 5? Was it 5 last week, guys?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 1st to the 5th. Okay. Man, you guys all there for all those?
Yeah, it was week 17. We only did 3 that week, I think.
3, yep. And then I think so that 16 was the 4. And then here we are back 5 days a week.
We are.
Good thing our show's only like 17 minutes, so we don't have to take too much time. Falcon 51, Big Amen 51. The best is yet to come. It's not 51, but what's that come out to? The best yet to come. I should know that one. Oh, it's we got here. Together we will indeed make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America wealthy again. I should put this up so you guys see what I'm reading here. Yeah. And to put it all together, we will make America great again. 1498. 1 plus 4 plus 5. I have to add them all up there. It's 22. Yes. 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 8 equals 22. Math is correct. Thank you for that. So another 22 in there with that whole big long ending. So anyways, the mysteries are endless. 228. POTUS is listening. 228. Just the only one I know. 228. Thank you for that, Mag. Appreciate you, Susan Calloway. All right, what else we got? Let's go to the deltas, right? We're gonna go back to the deltas.
Yeah.
Because there's some interesting stuff. I scrolled past some of these, so we got Justice. I want to go up to this one. I think Melzie should read this one. It's kind of easy to read, and I'm kind of curious what you're gonna think about this one. So here's our second delta going in chronological order. So here's the second Q post on December 9th, 2017, and there was many.
Okay. News unlocks map. Future proves past. Why was the Lord's Prayer posted? Which version? Why is this relevant? What just came out the Lord's Prayer? What can be connected? Do you believe in coincidences? Re-review the map post relevant news drops. Godfather 3.
Godfather
3.
Yeah.
3.
You got it.
Q.
All right. So there's still, I would call those signatures, even though now Q has a signature there. I would still call that a Godfather 3 signature. In my opinion, that's a signature still. So re-review the map. I would say the map then is also all the Q drops. And that's kind of like, so all 308 drops before news, like, well, get real. Unless I guess you do enough time, you kind of memorize them. But what does that really mean? That's always kind of interesting to me. But this is a big, big one. This is another huge Q proof. And I don't know if Mel knows this one. Let's see, what's the date of this Q drop? It's December. So what is it? May. So how does this go? Why was the Lord's Prayer posted? Where version?
Was it posted?
Okay, so it was posted on a Q drop. So how's the Lord's Prayer go?
Our Father who art in heaven.
Let's do that. Hold on. Let's go to QAG and let me do this for a second. Because now I'm confused on the date and time because I'm confused on the timeline of this Q drops December of 2017. I'll explain why I'm a little confused if I just do. Our Father. Let's see. Is it art or our? Our Father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2 Q drops. So it looks like it'd be okay. Here we go. Wow, 154 is in there. Okay, and then somebody reshared it on December 9th. Somebody knows what's going on here, and this is actually one of today's deltas. So strap on your seatbelts because it's actually Q post 307. So let's try to figure this one out. So Q drop 307, Q drop 154 is in here, but it's not really 154 because it's an anon. So I don't know why it's 154, and then it says Tuesdays. This is like the anon making this post. I don't know what the hell that means. That's why we need helps. And then Q responds on 307. The marker, learn to read the map. News unlocks the map. Okay, we just bounced around on a few Q posts here, so stick with us. So now Q drop 154. I'm just going to go quick. November 14th, 2017. This is where if you put on digging options here, for some reason these weren't selected. If I hit both these, because I cleaned all my cookies. Show post deltas, show reply deltas. it'll show me how many days in between and all the time. So I was curious about that. Look at that, Tim, from Q post. And there's so many different things. Constitution, there's 51 Q drops with Constitution on Q alerts. And then on Q drop 51, it says eradication of is missing, evil, right? And the of and for connection to the Constitution. Now this one, oh my gosh, my mind spins so many different ways on this decode. Where was I going with this? Oh, December 9th. Oh, the 51. Look at this, Tim. It's 24 days in between Q post 154 and then this anon or Q resharing it. 24 days later, 15 hours and 51 minutes and 27 seconds.
Wow. And I dug up my old 1551 decode. I just posted on Diggers.
There was a while back you kept getting so many 50s
March 2nd.
and 51s.
March 2nd of 2024 is when I did that 30-minute decode.
Wow.
And I was just listening to it right now while you pulled this up.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. So, okay, I'm going to plow through now. We made those connections. Some of you guys might not know all those references. We went full Qschqql 12.9.25 on that all the way. On the Qschqql 12.9.25 bus, y'all out there. All right, Q drop 154. Again, November 14th, 2017, 21/25/29 on the timestamp. Who financed 9/11? Who was bin Laden's handler? Why was the clowns in America tasked to hunt, kill, or capture Osama bin Laden? That's like the actual way you say the name, Osama. Or is they telling us something else too? Clowns in America, right, is CIA. So if you would, using the Socratic method, questions are the answers. Kind of Q is implying there that bin Laden's handler would be the CIA. But why is the short form UBL? What does that mean? Or if that's just the official way on the Farsi or whatever, it's Osama bin Laden. I don't know enough about that. Just that's how all I know about that. Why not military intelligence? Great question too, right? So why would the clowns in America, why would the CIA be given the task from bin Laden to go, from bin Laden, it's weird I said that, from Osama Obama, isn't that weird? Osama Obama and bin Laden, and we had 9/11 and we still, elected, anyways, but that's all part of the right in your face kind of stuff with us also. And now we got it with New York City, right? And the new mayor they got there. But clowns in America, why were they tasked with that instead of military intelligence, right? And also especially special operations, which we believe, or we've been told it was Navy SEALs. I've always heard from different lines of communication it was actually the CIA, and the guy that claimed he shot bin Laden really wasn't. I mean, that's kind of like the Navy SEAL code too. You do some really badass, cool stuff, high level stuff, but you really don't ever tell about it. You wouldn't come on and just do this whole book stuff. And a lot of real people that wore the trident and stuff were pissed off about all that. I don't know all the ins and outs. It's complicated like everything else in this crazy spy novel we're in. But so why not military intelligence? If we found bin Laden, Osama bin Laden, aka alive, eliminated his security, why would we immediately kill him and not take him alive? That's the most high value terrorist target on the history of the world that we've been searching for years and years for, and we capture him, or we take out his security so we can capture him alive. We have special forces, or evidently clowns in America there, taking him out. Why wouldn't we capture him alive and extract extra information and use him as bait, or who knows, a million other things, right? So makes no sense there. Why wouldn't we want to capture Osama bin Laden alive and extract other possible terrorist level events? Literally, if we believed he was the one that orchestrated all this to crash in the Twin Towers and kill thousands of civilians and first responders, why wouldn't we take him alive? Perhaps someday people will understand they had a plan to conduct another mass extinction event. Okay, I mean, that's a crazy ass statement too. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but in my mind, I was always, after you're reading the 9/11 stuff, you're thinking that's what I'm like, wait a minute, 9/11's a mass casualty event. It's not a mass extinction event. And what do you mean another one? What's going on here? So that shit's loaded. We're going to keep moving on. World War I and World War II. Tim's covered this really well the past couple of months. Y'all been watching. Orchestrated and planned by select families. Okay, they're always thinking ahead. These greedy psychopaths, even though they're reptilian brain, they plan ahead. They put their tentacles into everything. They're looking 100 years ahead. World War I was just the start. They knew World War II was coming, and then they made World War II and created Israel and the UN and CIA and NASA and all this shit so that we would have World War III. That was always the freaking plan. So this is exactly what this is saying right here. Fantasyland. Remember, the more people there are, the more power the people have. This is also why they want to be taking us out. Because if there's more of us, they can't control us. Right? There's too many ants, and then we start talking. They can't stop everyone. That's why it's really important. Interesting, a big Anon account just recently went, I think today, like revealed who they are, allegedly a Doc Holliday, and says challenged other Anons to, you know, come out of the hiding or whatever. And I felt this way for a while. I mean, it's my calling to be on the front lines or whatever. Some people have different thoughts on being Anon, all these stuff. I just knew this is where I'd have to be. So I was just move forward. But that's a big, but I always felt that way, that even if I got attacked, it's like, I was always like, there's just too many of us. And I was going to walk and talk as if that has been, and it has been the case, right? And if you lose a count, yeah, that stuff there certainly sucks. And sir, you know, some people in your family might think you're crazy or this or that. People have all had all different things, whether it's with jobs or whatnot. But I just had always decided that, and that was my biggest thought was, if we all do it, what the fuck they gonna do? You know, so I understand though anybody that wants to stay anonymous, all that stuff. But I would encourage too, like as Doc Holliday is saying, is to come forward. You know, say, hey, this is who I am. This is my beliefs. This is what I understand. You know, I mean, I believe I am well respected, especially the communities in like Facebook and stuff. Even if they're fearful that I'm right, some people are. You know, I mean, I was, you know, well respected all those years. People know who I am and stuff. So any day. So I think that's profound. And Tim and I too have been pretty upfront on everything for a long time. He always said, you know, we talked about how we evolved in our political understandings and stuff, and our awakenings, and how all the different things that played out through that too. So yeah, but let's see. So remember, the more people there are, the more people there are, the more power the people have. Okay. Why do D's push for gun control directly after each tragic incident? Okay. Because it's coordinated. Also, why is this so very important to their agenda? Because if you don't have guns, you can't defend yourself from the government too when they take them away from you. We the people are who they are afraid of. We the people are who they fear will one day awake. Again, that great scene. Hopefully, maybe somebody can put that link in there with the bugs and the ant scene. It's the grasshoppers, and then he's like, "It's not just one ant, right?" Let's get that little scene. That's a good one, and I'll keep reading here. So, so I'm gonna read it one more time though. Why is it so very important to their agenda? We the people are who they are afraid of. We the people are who they fear will one day awake. And now all of a sudden, the Lord's Prayer is put in here. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Q. Okay. And then now Qschqql 307 has this 154 embedded. It says Tuesday, November 4th. This is November 14th. Let's find out what day November 14th actually was. If you guys can look it up, that's 2017. So we're off 10 days. I don't know why 154 is in here because it's anonymous. It's almost like Anon you can make yourself a name. I think the name would be right here. So I don't understand why 154 is in here. That's really confusing to me, quite honestly. And then look at though, I have Delta to reply. So it looks like this Anon, it was posted just 3 minutes prior. See, there it is, December 9th, 2017. So that's obviously not Qschqql 154. It's almost like it's not a screenshot though either. So I don't know what the fuck this means. It's confusing me, but I'm telling you what I'm seeing here. So Anon, speak up if you see something. So there's the Qschqql we just did, which is 154. Again, 10 days later though, on November 14th. So 10 days darkness, maybe comms in there. 1313 on the timestamp, and then a 29. So that's some more interesting stuff to catch my attention. There's the rest of the posts. And then Q again responded here. How long did they respond? Excuse me. Sorry to jumpy there. Oh, Q waited 3 minutes, 27 seconds. So there's the Colt 93 also, because 27 is 9 times 3. So you got the 339 and then 207 seconds. Give me a couple. 207 is kind of an odd number. Is that a prime number? What number prime number is 207? And you guys with a lot. I don't know if y'all can coordinate some of those searches. Prime number of 207. So anyways, Q says the marker, learn to read the map, news unlocks the map. So there's a lot there. A lot to unravel with that Q drop. So, okay, now I want to show this with Melzie. I'm curious on the timing, though. It is odd because these are more comms. I think it's important to understand the big picture, though. And I do kind of want to go to the 316 Q drop because I'm thinking, I guess they don't say about the prayer. So it must be later on. It is. I just want to scan. I know I'm throwing. Oh, no, see right here. Look at this. Because, so it must have been announced. Okay, it was. Okay, my timeline's a little confused. Now I got caught up. I was confused because the Pope, in May, it says Pope will be having a terrible May, and there's all these reports on the child pedophilia and all these popes and priests, not popes, excuse me, priests, or what are they? I think they're called priests. Sorry, guys, I don't know the terminology. Cardinals, fuck, what is it? I don't know. Bishops, all these guys, with the pedophilia in the Catholic Church.
Well, in other words,
a terrible May.
Those you trust the most. That they fall into that category. Those you trust the most.
Yes, the people these assholes made you trust, unfortunately, have done the worst things because we are trustworthy people, so we think others are the same too, and they took the most advantage of us. Okay, Melzie will be back in here, but okay, let me stick with this. There's the Q proof. So let's actually just go to 316. I'll explain the proof, and then why. Let's just go to that because it'll make more sense.
I got to bail out though, guys. I'm bailing out. Buddy. So yeah, good job today, you guys. I hope you got into that fight spirit with that beautiful Pensacola rally that we played for you guys. I enjoyed the show today. I'm feeling. I feel like I can run through that wall right now. I swear to God. I mean, I'm ready. So, but anyway, yeah, keep the flow going, you guys, and I'll catch up with you either afterwards because I got to make supper for Matthew. Or I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Love you guys.
All right. Love.
Too.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. All right, let's get back to this Delta. We're going to do the Q-Post 316 now. It's a big burger because, again, we've kind of been leading up to this, and you're going to see this part. It'll be really interesting, Melzie. But to add a little context, I'll give you ahead of time what's happening here is Q put that in that Q drop 154, which was actually November 14th. And then short time later, the Pope came out and changed the Lord's Prayer. I'd like to know the dates on that if y'all could find that. When did the Pope change the Lord's Prayer? It would have been after November 14th. I guess it's between the November 14th to the December 9th. So late November of 2017, did the Pope say something about the Lord's Prayer or something change to that? That should be a simple dig. If we could do that for me, I would appreciate it. I know I've been asking a lot. Anything in the comments? Have you seen Mel? So we need another person reading here. Can you explain warp speed? I've been reading your comments on warp speed. Cindy, I'm not going to do that today, but I will do it. We'll do something on jabs and the whole COVID thing, and I'll go specifically into warp speed for you, Cindy. I have seen you asking that, so I will do that. Well, we'll do that today though, okay? But remind me, and I'll maybe try to do that this week. It'll come around. I feel like Seth Rich, my Spidey senses too. Seth Rich is going to come back soon in the news or something. 5-5 up in here. So Seth Rich, I feel, is going to come around. So that maybe go some M1 stuff too. So y'all see that. Thanks, Bell's come back here. My mug's just full screen. What else we got? I am a code 51, hiding 51, Batman 51. I forgot. I didn't know Batman's 51. Thank you for that. Okay, so comments are kind of quiet. Y'all be watching out there. Maybe been able to dig. Okay, that's all right. Let me check Instagram. Maybe we got diggers over here. No idea what's going on there. No help over on Instagram. We'll leave it at that. Thank you guys, though. Appreciate all the love over there.
So we going to fight?
Yes, fight. And let's do the Q drop 316. I almost want to do
Did we do it?
No, we have not.
I thought we did it.
We didn't do 316.
Oh.
So I don't know if Tim's still listening on or if he had to totally hop all the way out. But I wanted to search on QAG. I went over to QAG because there was 20 deltas and 305 was the first one. I guess I forgot it was 20. But I just put the number 321. I went up to 321 because that's the number on JFK Jr.'s birth certificate. And it was like, oh, let's try 321. And it wound up being 17 Q drops. Between those two numbers, it doesn't look like it. It should be 16, but it's, when you have the extra one, it's 17. That's just something stupid that happened while I was doing the search. But it's interesting, these drops that come up. Right here, too, I guess Q draws attention to it. and is helping us understand it. So it's probably right around this date, maybe. And I'm just going to look it up right after this. Maybe I have it saved somewhere. Qschqql 306. So there's 36 in there, is also 18 and 18. We have the connections with 18 being R. So 306 as a number standing out to me for some reason too. I can't remember why. December 9th, 2017, timestamp 13/12/19. I like to add those up, see if there's any connections. So this says news unlocks map. Future proves past. Why was the Lord's Prayer posted? Which version? Why is this relevant? What just came out regarding the Lord's Prayer? What can be connected? Do you believe in coincidences? And Mel read this already too. Re-reviewed the map. Post relevant news drops. Godfather 3Q. So we kind of went full circle because I was confused on the timing, and it's good to reread the drops. That's what we're told to do. And what's happened here is I don't know what version that is, but we just showed it's at Qschqql 154. So maybe you guys can you? I don't know. We got to figure out how to look that up. Let me go this tab, and it was this one here. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. This specific part is to the one that was changed, I remember, with the Catholic Church. But I'm slow on searching stuff, so I'm not going to go into that. But just it was right around this date, okay? So this got changed. So just understand that's a big part of this, okay? So interesting.
Right here we have MelzieKaye says June 2017 when
officially proved. So when was the first article about it? Maybe Susan, if you don't mind. Thank you for the dig. That's really helpful and appreciative. So yeah, see when it was first announced, it's probably like a day before this, and it might even be in the Q drops if I just go a little farther back. It might be December 8th. I guess we didn't do any deltas yesterday. Let me try that. I'm going to go over to Q alerts, and I'm just going to try yesterday's deltas and just see if it jumps out or anything. Maybe it's in there. Only three deltas, YouTube videos. These people are sick. Renee James. So we didn't get that. Let's try the 7th, which was also Pearl Harbor. Dang, 33 Q drops on December 7th. We were sleeping on the weekend here. Look at this. 5/17/51, 157 backwards, 33 drops. And then here's this. This is Adam Schiff. That's his son wearing the Mossad t-shirt for everyone to see. Father's Day with my dad, my son, and my brother. To all the fathers and grandfathers out there, happy Father's Day. This is where they always got to show us who they are, right in front and center. This is our own congressman and senator, and his son's wearing a fucking Mossad shirt for happy Father's Day. That's where they show their allegiance. Anyways, let me see if it about the Lord's Prayer here. Corrupt.
So we do have some more stuff here. Look, so Pope Francis approves changes to words of Lord's Prayer, June 6, 2019. Pope Francis has approved changes to the Lord's Prayer after saying some of the words implied God pushes people towards sin.
Yeah, they basically were saying it was kind of like saying it's not your temptation or something like that. Here. But still, again, it should be earlier.
It says the pontiff revealed in 2017 that he wanted to amend the line, lead us not into temptation, after saying it was based on a flawed translation.
Okay. And so thank you for that. Again, she's digging away there. And that said there was actually, again, News Unlocks the Map. An actual article came out saying that the Pope was planning to change it or whatever it was. And it depended on which version it was. Scrolling through here, some of these other drops from the 7th. Okay. This one's interesting. Let me even see this tweet here. Now we're kind of going extended version, but a stunning admission from Warren. I shouldn't have done it. I'm not a person of color. I'm not a citizen of a tribe, and I apologize for confusion I have caused. We know all that kind of fake and phony stuff. I guess there she is admitting it right in front and center for everyone in that Q drop.
Did she get some type of schooling or something?
Maybe. Well, that's what it says right here. Corrupt. I mean, she's one of the most corrupt. That's why she's the who screams the loudest, right? And she's done well in the stocks and all that bullshit too. Corrupt. Think Harvard. Think tax break. Think political career. Corrupt. Drain the swamp. Q. So there's a good one there. Knowledge is power. Here's one of our good ones. Knowledge is power. Think for yourself. Trust yourself. do due diligence. We actually saw this really cool video that showed some of the arrests, and this sheriff and other people that got arrested in Miami-Dade. It's an AI put the whole video together, but you got to still just fact check certain things, and there's so much capabilities out there. So be mindful of your own confirmation bias, right? Sometimes we think we're awake and we're aware, but if an article gets out there and it's exactly what we think already, we're going to be prone to believe it, and then we're also going to share it without even checking it. So always do your due diligence, keep strengthening your intuition, use your discernment. It's really important. You awake and thinking for yourself is their greatest fear. Sheep no more, the great awakening.
Yep.
There we go. Some more Obama stuff. Maybe we'll do renegade stuff tomorrow because there was a lot of those today, but we didn't get a chance to get to that.
What number was that? Can
Which
you
one?
just
This
scroll?
is a good one. 3662.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then this one maps it all out, the Mossad stuff too, which is interesting. That comes up again, but it's from an earlier Q drop, 1871. If that's the actual Q drop number, sometimes it's different a little bit. 1871, coincidentally enough, is the year that we became a corporation. That's when we basically bankrupted us, and Rothschilds, I think, bought us out, or however that works. Then here's the command structure of mainstream media, though. The very top of it is Mossad, and under the Mossad are alternate and U.S. media and U.S. politicians. Mossad owns these assholes. So that's alternate media's in there, guys, and U.S. media. All these dots. Imagine that's how many of these politicians there are. But think about alternate media. Those are your bots. Those are your fagas, your fake magas, your people that pretended to be, truthers, or even pretended to be in the Q committee. And then the first thing they usually do is attack General Flynn. Then they go after Trump, or they attack the Q movement, and they go full retard. This is who they are. Those who scream the loudest, there it is again, find the connections, 1 to 1 to 1. Primary to affiliate A, affiliate B, affiliate C. Marching to the same beat. My own personal story with this, when I was, young Anon in the days, and I didn't know the computer savvy stuff, but I was a watcher. I was a lurker on Twitter mostly. And I would see people that they exposed themselves. Clearly a shill, a black pillar, faggot, whatever you want to call it. I didn't block them or anything, though. I just kept following them. And then it shocked me how well that actually worked, because later on there would be somebody else that maybe I was even suspicious of, started something new, topic came up, and boom, they jump on and they're spinning a narrative and sharing an article, whatever, and it's identical to what this other shill that I didn't block was doing. And you see that, and it's like, and they're in lockstep with each other at the same time too. You're like, oh shit, you see it. And this is exactly what this is. And I never understood when Q would say, coordinated wave of attacks. Why? Like then they never gave us the answer. And I finally figured it out over time on my own, that it was like, because these people have been hidden and embedded. And when something happens where they lose the narrative, if like Epstein's exposed or whatever these topics, right, where they use false flags, but they'll also use the shills and the black pillars and the faggot to take back the narrative. But that's why it's a coordinated wave. They're going to keep hitting it, but they're only going to do as much as they need to until they recapture the narrative, so the others can stay hidden. And I guess I understood. I figured that out, but I didn't understand that's actually how a terrorist cell works. Wow. Sleeper cells, they do coordinated wave of attacks so that other people can stay hidden and secret until they need them. And that's why Q has been like this for all this time. Moves and counter moves, because these fuckers had sleepers everywhere. Dangerous, violent, trained killers to do, like, this is intelligence officers and other things of this nature in all kinds of positions. So we've had to expose this and do the pump fakes and do all the things because of this.
Yeah.
And it's exposing it all. Okay. Marching to the same beat. Coincidence, logical thinking. And then Q says, relevant to today regarding foreign assets, deconstruction of foreign-controlled intelligence, U.S. media, plus alternate critical. Deconstruction of that. Foreign-controlled from the intelligence agencies, Mossad, CIA, of our U.S. media, plus our alternate media is critical. Untouchable regarding state-backed, that would be like Obama's NDAA thing, right? That the Smith-Mundt Act that got repelled, or whatever it was, that they could basically lie to the American people. Epstein thought so. And that's also the insurance plan too, state-backed, as in, they've been able to do this bullshit because they had all the positions in power, right? The just like we read that CCP post yesterday. Epstein thought so. Puppets and puppet masters. Q. That's a big Q drop. And then there's a Twitter post. Let's see if it's here. It is still. Just me. That's kind of like justice cometh. Kind of weird. Just me. My sweet Lord 707 account is still there. Interesting word choice in the Twitter bio was, let's see what it was. If they got a screenshot, hopefully. There it is. Drudge Report was a U.S.-based news aggregation website run by Matt Drudge. So somebody caught that. I remember I seen even like saying Snopes, all these fake fact checkers come back around to cover their tracks and stuff. And, now they'll say, oh, it wasn't that. And we just recently saw that with the Department of Homeland Security, something with that like that. I think it even said Israel, but those are tricky little things. But it's, it's important for us to track them down and try to understand it. That's also why we all work together too, because some people have certain skill sets. Mm-hmm. Some people can read that data super easy. Some people it's foreign to, we all have different skill sets. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why it's important we got to kind of organize and keep working together. So we appreciate y'all coming here and doing digs with us. It certainly helps. And hopefully we help you guys understand what the hell is going on out there the best we can anyways, right?
Fight.
High vibes, Q-Tard. Yeah, thank you, Jacqueline. All right, so let's, I don't know how I diverted off and went long. Okay. We're supposed to be wrapping up. Let's do this damn 316 though.
Fight.
Oh, actually, I'm going to go back to the deltas for 1 second because...
Are we supposed to do that?
We are. But which one was it here? I'm going to go back to this one. Oh, because this one I was going to pass. But since is it 316 or 316 is pi, right? Is 316 pi or is it 314? 314. Okay, so we're going to come across that drop, and that's about the autists and stuff. So I would have passed this one, but look at tangent, expand your thinking, and now we're going to have 314. So that's with circles and
316 is John 3:16.
Okay,
God so
I knew there.
Oh,
all right. Yeah. Nothing can stop what's coming in simple English gematria is 316. That's a big one. So 309 justice, we covered that. 310, kind of read this one already, but his speech in Pensacola mentioned the U.S. military providing justice throughout the world. Yes. Hope that isn't just standard neocon justification to be the world's policeman. Okay, again, I'm pretty sure this is a AKA helper anon. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is one of them too, where they accidentally, I don't know if this might have been, maybe their email, or I wish I remember this. I think this might have been one of those where they put their password in, although the password had pain, I think, in the 23. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if this is a glitch on QAG side. We should look on to Q alerts 310 here. Let me keep going. So then Q said, what has been said about the U.S. military? The speech yesterday verified and unlocked so much. Okay, that was the speech we just played. But as I always say, think about these Q posts quantumly. Mm-hmm. What happened in Trump's speech yesterday? I didn't get hearing any of that. So let's see what happens. Expand your thinking. That would be like, hey, maybe they're talking to us 8 years after this Q job. That's pretty expansive thinking, you Q-tard. Reread crumbs. Here we are. Yes, sir. Yeah. Re-listen to yesterday's speech. Okay. Connect the markers. Trying to. This is where we need Brian on here, maybe. Shout out to I Am Rising Brian. He does the Q clock markers too, like a beast. Does. News in all forms unlocks the map. Expand your thinking. The Great Awakening Q.
Nice.
Somehow we keep hitting these same drops. So here's some of what we'll do maybe tomorrow about Obama, codename Renegade, because that's also relevant to this 316 drop. But I'm just going to skip these because I do want to show these because you'll see the Anons will essentially do these Q drops, but it's the Anons kind of like reciting the Q drop. It's really odd. You'll see it's coming up. Let's see who currently protects Hussein. Renegade. Here's the weird part is think about R. If R is playing Secret Service agent, special agent R, protecting Hussein, like I've said a bunch of times, heard it from Corey Goods where it came from. He's the one that said the cabal knew they were really effed when they found out their bodyguards were actually their captors. Behind POTUS all the way from the beginning. So why is this relevant? Who currently protects Bill and Hillary Clinton? That's from a while back. Who protects foreign people? We've been covering that a little bit. So maybe we'll dig into that more. You guys want to do some digs on your USSS, United States Secret Service. We could do some codename fun stuff tomorrow. And then also any how they started, What's the dealio with them? Like I said, I talked about they were made to protect the money counterfeit before the president situation. Why is this relevant? Learn. There's learn again. That's a little irritating. And then 313 Renegade Anon says, Q gives us the definition: a person who deserts and betrays an organization, country, or set of principles they always knew. Q, which they there, is that U.S. Secret Service always knew? Or who knows, right? Then here's 314. And it's 13:45:57. Again, it's 45 inside.
So that's pi.
Yes, pi. So that's why I was saying the other Q post was at 308. That had tangent in there. Maybe there's some geometry connections.
Too. If you do 1 to 2 December, 1 plus 2 is 3. So you have 3/9.
Oh, yeah, this right here, the 12.9. Yeah, is the 93 for sure. So be the artist we know you are. It's about the break. And then all caps, Godspeed, Patriots, Q.
It's about the break.
Yeah. So here's the one. We just did that Q drop. That was 310. Timestamp U.S. military against POTUS's recent tweet, U.S. military. How many clues must we provide? As the world turns, Q is an odd thing to say right after that. Again, I would almost call that a signature also. That's a soap opera. And then somehow it connects to JFK. I guess was that the show that got interrupted during JFK's assassination? It might be.
I think it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting to say that after that, right? POTUS and military there. That's a strong ass statement. So full circle. We took a long time to get here. I've been talking for a minute, but Mel helped us discover this years back because we were doing the deltas for each day, and there was 17 deltas on March 17th. And we looked, and we did the day before, March 16th. There was 0 deltas on March 16th. So, and this is we're doing the show in 2022. So we're revisiting, Q drops from March though. And Melzie mentions 316, and it totally connected whatever was happening that day, of course, like it does. But she says, what about Q post 316? And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. That's interesting. And then unraveled this Q drop that I've always been fond of, but I really don't know what the hell it means. It's some side of big coding. And I don't know what to go into it. We'll just touch base on it. And then maybe we can do more later in the week as we'll be covering Renegade. Maybe we'll find some other connections. We'll see how that goes. But it's again, December 9th, 13:54:51, the timestamp. Interesting. The ID is 571. I'm 157. That's interesting. CAE. And then, so all this is an anon. And then he compiles different posts, or actually, I think Q does. I think Q puts all these together, which makes it even weirder. And then Q double replies. So we'll go through this, and then we're going to wrap it up today. Maybe get us a closing video too. I want you to hear some of these.
I just have one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as the world turns equals.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I hope Tim sees that one. That is just mind-boggling. 217, the unofficial or official, I guess, start of Qschqql. Although it's a little sketchy on the timestamps, but we'll see how she goes. And then 217 spelled out is 157. That's mind-boggling to me too. That's crazy. So here we go. All right. Anon says martial law starting the 11th. So there you go, Anons that have been doing the decodes. Wonder if martial law is coming. MelzieKaye always still shows me something. I wonder if martial law is coming. Be on the phone call before when we're across the world. And I think martial law might be. I was like, okay, we'll see. Anyways, they were thinking it back in December of 2017, and rightfully so. And maybe we've been under martial law.
One of these days.
Maybe we've been under martial law and we don't know it in certain ways too. So think about that.
I think so, probably.
That would make sense. I like subject Q.
I like it too.
This was also helped me understand that Q was think mirror in here. These are not just anon. This is Q. So Q loves us, or Q, I love you. Q is telling us. I like subject Q. We love subject Q. Yes. Felt that speech was odd last night, but in a good way. POTUS, emphasis, and speech patterns. We need to go back and listen closely. He did emphasize words used by Q and POTUS Twitter. Find Right Side Broadcasting Network on YouTube. Interesting. YO is missing. Okay, so Y is 25. O is 15. So that's 40. Q drop 40 is the gematria. I don't know. Because again, Anons in the very beginning always assumed these were, real typos, they accidentally did this. And it wasn't, like I figured out later on, like that was like, this is legitimately something, you know what I mean? So we should be looking at all this, but we'd have to do it all together because I don't know where the decode goes with that. But it's like the big picture stuff. It's all right here. U.S. military, or the last bit is this was all kind of a cat and mouse game and make us go down this rabbit hole, and including the deep state trying to figure out what's going on, while it was, almost in a way a distraction, I guess, if you will, to the deep state. U.S. military will be the strongest in the world. The speech yesterday was bomb AF. Re-listen to POTUS's speech. Re-listen to Pelosi's seizure. I remember Tim and I used to cover this. I don't know if we have, well, whatever she said. If there's an exact speech that we know about, I can't remember. Although there's a bit where Nancy Pelosi admits she's been to North Korea before, which is fucking mind-boggling because Trump was supposed to be the first American politician like cross the DMZ, and she's talking about that she's been in North Korea, and it's in a Q job too, it's a YouTube video. Is that like a regular like press conference thing? And she even mentioned like selling them missiles and shit. Like that shit's wild. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? I want to at least put that out there. I know that's a big nugget to throw in there, but that's out there. Okay. This one's a fun decode right here. Yes, I was stuck. It should be struck. Missing R here. And I believe there's a Q drop that does that. I know there is. Yes, I was stuck. Should be struck by how that speech paralleled the themes you've been posting here. How about are they parallel the things today too, guys, right? Future proofs past. Looking at the map gives us a good idea of operations ahead. Confirmation, if you've ever seen one, a Q team here, Tippy Top crew, if you're listening. Again, missing R here. Watch this. The next one, Renegade. There's your missing R in the kill brackets. Struck. This also connects to missiles because there's a Q drop that says strike.
Wow.
Actually, T is missing. So we'll see that. Connect the markers. Ooh, maybe putting your AIs do missiles use markers ever? Is there a connection with missiles and markers? This says connect the markers. If we had Brian from I Am Rising here, he's always talking about the Q markers. He's looking at the Q clock. Maybe we can have him on this week. We've been wanting to get him on here so you guys can see his brilliance and teach about the clock and the markers. That would be cool to do maybe Friday or something too. I think Mel's got to be gone Friday. Maybe we'll check with Tim too. Yeah. Oh yeah.
He wants to come on.
Okay, another anon in here too. Then again, I'm pretty sure Q actually is like kind of posting each of these anons. Every other Q drop, Q responds to only one person pretty much. I wish I could explain this better. Maybe we can have an OG anon. General Apex, I think, is OG anon. We maybe could help us explain what's actually happening on these drops. But anyways, we'll keep going here. Or if anybody out there is listening, any autists that are OG anons know how to operate the boards. It's beyond my skill set, and I wasn't around. So if y'all want to help us on that, I appreciate it. The proposed change to the Lord's Prayer is not the point. The point is that Q revealed that this was known a month before it was revealed publicly. Q wants us to understand that what is in the map is real, and this provides the evidence for it. Also, news unlocks the map, and as I always said or figured out down the road, is like that's operational security. No one can really crack the code on the Q drops until after the news unlocks the meaning. There's a Q drop that says that too. News unlocks meaning. News unlocks the map, and that's your perfect operational security because they're not going to tell us stuff ahead of time until after it's over. And that also goes to, again, them being in control of at least how each step is gone along the way. And that can be very mind-boggling. For instance, just like the December 5th funeral, that's such a mind F. If you think about it, I've kind of had this, I don't know if you call it argument or debate with Melzie, and I'm like, the reaction of Jeb Bush dropping his in the whole thing. And it's like, think of the military, as great as that shot is, and yeah, you want to put it in their face and all these things, like there's just so many variables if you just leave that to chance. So it's like, did all these people been replaced? And then think about if we have people, in the Gone with the Wind program, all these great actors and movie stars, they would love to do something like this. Or if it's even the whole thing CGI, the whole thing's mind-boggling in itself. But I feel like they wanted to be there for that one. And Native 48's kind of mentioned too that there was nobody in the casket because Trump would never go to the funeral of the man who tried to kill his best friend's father, which would be JFK Jr.'s dad, JFK, all those connections. So I don't want to get too lost on that. Let's go back to the Q drop and then finish this up. So this is important, though. News unlocks the map. All right. The important point is justice. And we've been talking about justice all December long now. And that's what the hammer is about, too. So also will General Flynn help with that? And I believe General Flynn was mentioning, we talked about this yesterday. He wants Sidney Powell, thank you, Sidney Powell to be the Attorney General. Will that come around? Will finally Pam Bondi have to step down? That's where you guys got to let go of our of the characters and stuff, because think about that for big picture, right? If maybe Pam Bondi has to get exposed on something, and we know it's a character, but then that's the left's all excited, and then boom, these other things get exposed, and who knows? Nobody knows. It's actually a good thing if we don't know what the hell's going on. The enemy doesn't either, right. So that's always a good thing. That's really a good thing.
Sydney's also a JAG lawyer, so having that experience in like this next phase, what's coming up with treason, might be important, because remember it talks about criminal and military law. So that's just a thought.
Very much so. It's a big topic, military law, right? And we got the what's the book? The Law of War Manual, okay, among other things too. So I'll keep going here. So the important point is justice. POTUS speech used terms found in the map, more evidence that truth is being revealed. Q is legit and justice is being served. This would be another one too, if you guys are really good with AI, or if we need to get some backing to have some more advanced stuff or help each other coordinate this. But this should be somewhat simple, is like an AI that reads the Q drops, gets the keywords, and then is trolling the news stories that come out that have titles that match certain keywords in the Q drops. So we'd always be on top of it. I think we do a good enough job with ourselves, but it'd be pretty neat to have AI finding that stuff for us, So POTUS speech use terms found in the map, more evidence that truth is being revealed. Q is legit, just being served. I reread that one there. But we need to assemble, as I've been saying forever, it's even what my X account says, we need to assemble and spread the map now and demonstrate why it is true due to the news proofs contained within it. And that's one of my favorite. Qschqql 12.9.25 says, proofs negate any falsehoods or attacks. If you say, oh, Q said this and it didn't happen, Q really never says this, but there's also countless proof over proof over proof over proof. There wouldn't be all these proofs. Then if something doesn't happen, then you can understand it's a disinformation or misdirection, because they've proven themselves all these other times. So it's legit. And we get the validation, specifically anons, if we become panicans, or why isn't this happening? Oh my God, Joe Biden's in office. Well, 17 blank executive orders he signs on the first day, straight shout out to the anons.
And what happened to all those executive orders?
Yeah, what happened? And they redid 13818, all that shit. Okay, so let's keep going here. Notice Q is in a different color. I think that has to do with the ID thing. I don't even know enough about that. That's how deep this shit goes. Wow. And I don't know what the fuck to make of that, but that's what this anon's saying. Notice Q is in a different color. Something to keep in mind for the future, in case it becomes something relevant like Monday in yesterday's posts. Gotta love that one. That one's full of riddle me this, riddle me that, Batman. Right. I'm not even going to get into that shit. We got Monday. What day is this actually? On December 9th, 2017. Was November 4th really Tuesday? Why is it talking about the post on November 14th? Yeah, I mean, my head's spinning, so hopefully yours is too.
Oh, my goodness.
Justice, here we go. His speech in Pensacola mentioned the U.S. military providing justice throughout the world. I hope that isn't just standard neocon justification to be the world's policeman. So this is a previous Anon post that we just covered. I'm going to scroll up because this is interesting, because this looks like somebody actually rewrote this, because, oh no, it is 60244. So this one on Q drop with the weird would be like, this is the trip code right here. So this is Q. Here's the trip code. This would be, I think this is where maybe if you put your email in, your email would pop up. So this is like, this maybe would look like a password. I don't know what the fuck that is. Sometimes they do those 20% when things are missing. So I think it is. Oh yeah. The 20% is like when you have a link that has a gap. So I think it was light will conquer dark. And then it's dark in though. There's supposed to be darkness. I don't know what the fuck this means. So anyways, right. Q happened to hit this anon, and then for Q drop 310. They waited, what is that, 3 minutes and 14 seconds. We got to put that shit on. Hold on a second. Did I turn this thing off again? How'd this happen? Okay. Let me put the post. I think because I reset all my cookies. I just want to scan here. So now I'll see. All right. Here we go. Look at that. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at on Q drop 310. The anon that has this other one that's going to be in Q drop 316. Q waited 3 minutes and 14 seconds to respond to this guy.
Wow.
Yeah, which is 194 seconds.
Which is pi.
Yeah, and then Q said, what has been said about the U.S. military? Oh, this might be that first response we're going to see. Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about here. So look at they do this anon again in his post of 60244. Hope y'all can stick with me here. We're gonna go back to 316. All the quote unquote anons been posting their different things here. We've been reading these: Renegade, Connect the Markers, Lord's Prayer, Justice. Okay, now see even this too. There's like another gap. It's like another anon is posting. This whole thing's odd to me. I don't even understand that.
Is it like a big thread?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But it's different than it is any other, and you won't see this anywhere else on QAG. It's really odd. Look at that, 23 minutes, 41 seconds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in there. Here he goes. Okay, so here's 13:31:10. Let's see if the timestamp's the same. It should be the same timestamp. Let me just make sure and hopefully we don't lose our heads if it's not. There it is, 13:31:10, which is 13:13, right? 13 mirrored also, or 13311. That's interesting. Okay, so it is the same timestamp, same number. That's all good for us. So they just, for some reason, Q reshared them one last time. And then right here, again, it's like the Q drop, but it's got the U in parentheses, exclamation point, and then there's this is like the trip code. I still don't understand this. These are usually replies. Oh, see, there's the original drop though, 10:34:24. That's this one up here. I don't know why it's like that though, because look at shit. Where the fuck is never mind. There was a timestamp that had that. It was the 34:24. What in the shit is going on? 34:24. Which Q drop is it then? Oh my gosh, my head's spinning. Sorry guys. Oh, it's this one. It's 3:10. Look at 13:34:24. If you guys be able to follow this shit. Sorry guys. If you go here, at the very bottom. 10:34:24. It's off 3 hours. What the fuck? I give up. It's got the same minutes and seconds though. It's got to be, and it's Q, so it's got to be that. This is like, I don't know. I'm confused as fuck now. But right here, what has been said about the U.S. military? The speech yesterday verified and unlocked so much. There it is. That's Q drop 310. Then shared. I guess Q is replying to themselves. I don't fucking understand this job, guys. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing here. And now it's saying Saturday. I don't know if that's even usually on there. Is December 9th actually even a Saturday? I give up. And then right here, this is the second part. And then it's signed by Q again. It's like a double signature. So it's the oddest post. There's so much coding here. I don't know what it is, guys. Again, we'd have to do this all on a weekend, maybe as a fun dig together. But quote, we love our U.S. military on behalf of an entire nation. Thank you for your sacrifice, end quote. Doesn't say who that was, so it seems like it's from QT maybe, or it's from Trump, right? But it wasn't exact. It wasn't in that speech. At least not yesterday, 8 years ago. What about 8 years? What about yesterday? Yesterday, that would be interesting. And then Q says timestamp again, full circle. And Susan Calloway answered in the chat too. She said she uses AI as a tool, but all of her digs and decodes are intuitively and done by her own. And that's how it should be. AI is an extension of yourself. You start using it too. So it's all different tools. And again, everyone in their creative abilities and all the different tools they use in the movement. So timestamp, how many clues must we provide? Q. How many clues must we provide to what do you think 17. That is, Mel? What do you think that is?
I think for people to have belief.
Okay. I like that. See, I knew I was going to be like, get a different answer because, in the back then it's like maybe Q's shown that to, like prove themselves validated, but it's a great question, like full circle. How many things do you guys need to believe? Because again, some of y'all get upset. That's like, nothing's happening or it's taking longer than it's supposed to. And it's like,
people have like amnesia too. So they kind of forget, when we go through this, we're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, and oh, see, they did give us a proof there. I didn't even know half those proofs like in the beginning, because like you said, I came in, I think in 2020 somewhere and, started looking at the Q posts. And so all of those Q posts for 3 years had happened, and proofs probably that you don't catch unless you're really right there. Right.
Yeah.
It's hard
in the
moment.
Yeah. And then rereading them, revisiting, but some of those, especially they're in the moment. And that's why it's important that we do these, like Brad doing that 30-minute Q proof, and the other one.
Mr. Truth Bomb.
Yeah,
you know?
Mr. Truth Bomb.
Wow,
Check
like,
them out.
They still, you watch it, you're like, you see things that you missed because it's so the proof is so overwhelming.
Yes, complex and layered
and layered and
yeah.
Like, wow, so I think that like you said in the beginning, there wasn't a lot of things that we like, a lot of breadcrumbs, and there wasn't a lot of like a little Q somewhere with a frog. We were all excited, and now like it's so much different. You hear Cash Patel, follow the money, and you'll hear them talking about Q posts and it actually coming true, and it's just so much more than it was.
Yeah.
So
it really is.
What a great time to be alive.
Greatest time to be alive in the world.
Right.
Shout out to some of the people on Instagram. Amy said, "Was your ex?" I guess you're talking to me, so I'll bring that up here. She says she couldn't find me. Terrence, good to see you too again, brother. Where is Sidney Powell, Jeff Sessions, John Durham, and John Durham Jr.? Shout out. I've been trying to always tell people about. He says, "This is the Art of War" by Sun Tzu. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the love. Trump is speaking here in Pennsylvania around 6 p.m. Terrence said too. I'll be watching. Thank you. Patriots should, I guess that's what he said. Yeah. He said Patriot. Oh, there's me on X. It is at Quantum Healer. But if you search Undercover White, it should find me. So let's do that right now on the spot here. I just followed the office of the First Lady. There was the video we shared. I don't know. I can't zoom in right now. There we go. But if you go in the search, I don't know, maybe I pop up because it's for me, because it's myself. But if I do Undercover, I'm always the first one there. There's a Kyle Undercover. That's not me. Kyle is based. But I'm at Quantum Healer 17. But I got the blue checkmark clown for Undercover Whiteout. Oh, Sydney did a nice dig on what the check marks are. I guess gray is like government. The blue is, I think, is the paid. Elon, I think I had to do this. I had to have the paid for the to do the live streams and stuff. So FYI, I know some people are like, I'm not paying for anything, and so he got me on that one. That son of a bitch, Elon. There was actually a funny roast because somebody was like hating on X, and he's like, "You're gonna pay me $10 a month for it too." Like saying it was a good roast. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, anyways, I think we have to have the $9.99 a month for the to do live streams, but that's well worth it to get us out to all y'all. So appreciate the love and the likes and all the things. Speaking of which, you can always donate to our channel at White Hat Kyle, Cash App, PayPal. Whatever the other things are, Venmo, those dumb shit. No, I'm just kidding. And you can do Rumble Rants to help MelzieKaye. We also have our merchandise store with all the different
I'm looking for it.
Different things. Hammer Time, hammertime.printify.me. Got the Q stocking with that Q drop, Hammer Time Q drop. You got the stockings, the ornaments, those things like that. Melzie will bring that up in just a second.
I moved all my buttons so they're not.
All right, it's okay. Well, just even just put up like find the web address or on the bottom. There we go. On the bottom, y'all can different places you can donate and help out the show. Also appreciate it. Thank you guys from wherever you're watching. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Terrence. Amy's always watching from. I think she can watch during work, so that's super cool. Tim would a lot of times do shows out in the cabin. He'd put it on like the big screen TV, so people would all be seeing it and hearing Qschqql. I know Brittany said she plays it in front of the family, and all the family watches. All the kids, the family, the whole Wide Awake family. Gotta love that. So love hearing all that stuff. Can't wait to meet all you guys. It's coming in the near future. There's some QR codes you can scan. There's the coffee mug too. It should take you directly to the site. Again, it's there's the website at the very bottom, the yellow ticker, hammertime.printify.me. There's the Qschqql ornament. There's some mugs, t-shirts and stuff. So y'all still got some time to get some stocking stuffers or get a stocking with the Q drop and the Hammer Time Q drop, or some Qschqql wrapping paper or the Pepe 17 wrapping paper, some cool stuff. So thank you, Mel, for all that hard work getting that stuff going to help support the channel. So we keep doing what we love here and keep helping y'all know what's going on. Try to know what's going on. So hopefully you can find me on X if that was what you were talking about. Amy, again, thanks for the love and support. And I think Mel's been digging, so we don't have a closing video yet, do we?
I do. I just dropped it into Diggers.
What you got? Oh, that one's a good one. People like that one. Yeah. Hopefully Telegram's working okay for us. Looks like it's working all right. There's the hoodie. You all can screen on the scan on your phone. I didn't get to see on the chats there. Again, shout out Jacqueline, Luann, Brittany Stover, truly great for the space and everyone here. That's Mag5, aka Susan Calloway. Go follow her on Instagram, I think she's Susie. Put some of your handles in there, Susie. You got them all different places. Susan Calloway and then Susie Q. Y'all can put in your handles you guys want, so y'all connect with each other in there. I'll bring them up. I must have went back away. Man, you guys got a lot of stuff. I'll have to read these comments later. Thank you guys so much for the community you have there. Jedi, I think she wanted to send her love too. She said she was, I think, gone today and tomorrow. So I saw Scott, some of you guys all send love to each other. If y'all missing or when y'all come back, it's super cool. So I love seeing all the love around here. That's what we really want. Community, support, and, join up with like-minded crazy people. Let us know we're not that crazy. Everyone else is just stupid. No. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Love, love, love. Any last words?
No, thanks for joining us again today, and get out there and, buy some Christmas presents if you need at Prqfes, hammertimeprqfes.me, and get a stocking stuffer. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Brother Tim. Love, love, love. And again, Friday, I think Melzie's going to be out, so it'll be 10, but maybe I'll talk to Tim about maybe we'll get if somebody wants to join us, or maybe just the boys. We'll see how she goes.
Or maybe DDK could come in, because he was looking for a date. I'm not sure, but you guys could.
We'll talk about that. Okay. Sounds good. Love, 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 guys. See y'all soon. Have a good evening. We're going to have a closeout video for you.
We came from the shadows, built from the storm, truth in our hearts, and justice reborn. Can't silence the fire, can't cage the sound. We rise from the ashes, boots on the ground. They try to erase us, bury the fight, but we turn the dark into blinding light. Oh, we hold the line through the fear and the night. Torch and we're the flame.
Oh, yeah. Another beautiful Qschqql December 9th, 2025. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We love you all. See you soon. We'll be back tomorrow. Love